from here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there is nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of the fire, was not aware of this nightmare. But when I stopped to see those eyes begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try. If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have the time to.
All right, good evening, race fans. I'll tell you what, tonight we got a good one here. Gonna be lined up for you for this Hometown Heroes. It's been going on for the past several weeks here for the GForce Racing League. We got the Gambler Motorsports pre-race show here, and if you just don't know who Gambler Motorsports is, I'm gonna tell you, great esports race team. They do a lot of dirt, sport, asphalt, endurance racing on the iRACING platform. Check them out on Facebook. Give them a follow and a like. Gambler Motorsports. We got old Roger and John up here. Guys, I tell you what, it's going to be an interesting night. I know y'all got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, it's a big night tonight with the autism awareness acceptance, and during the 410 race, we'll have Penny Lee Cramner on to talk a little bit about that, to just educate us a bit on autism and a little bit about what it's all about. But yeah, we got a great night of it's all wing sprints tonight. We got the 305s and then 410s, and then we've got our A Division Renegades, which always put on a great show. So should be an exciting night. Bad
boys of the wing sprints. That's what I'm telling you. I'll tell you what, right there. So basically going from apples to oranges, night to day difference from a 305 to a 410, or actually 360. My bad. But we do run some 410s every once in a while. Those things are even. I don't know, over the edge than what a 360 is. So I tell you, it's been a good one though so far here for the Hometown Heroes. I mean, it has been hot and heavy competition wise, but still the man that owns it's got to be Lane Snook.
Yeah, and breaking news, Lane has a computer issue actually, and had disconnected, and he is currently not reconnected. And as somebody that had some issues on Monday night, this could put him behind the 8 ball. He may not get a qualifying, might have to tag the back of his heat, or do what I did and tag the back of a B. If he doesn't get it turned around, he may have to park it. So you got to keep an eye on Lane here tonight.
And just to add to that, he is not in first place here. He's been dominant in pretty much all divisions, but Brian Moore Sr. has the lead with 264 points. And then there's Lane with 261, Dan Vaught, Nick Vickery, Kyle Parker. Those are all Spartan. Well, Nick and Kyle are Spartan guys. And then Brian Moore Jr., he's in the hunt too, chasing down his dad. And then we got Blake Chapman, Jeff Barker, and the gunslinger Gunther Gretzinger and Lance Ripka make the top 10.
It sounds like a good top tier guys, like you say, to kick it off here to Hometown Heroes here, and it has been a good series. Like I said, we have some interesting racing, folks. I mean, if you have missed it, go back and check out past broadcasts there on the GForce Esports YouTube channel, because we've had some interesting races with legends, trucks, sprint cars, street stocks. It has been a wild one. Tonight, like I said, we've got all wing sprint machines out here.
Yeah, it's going to be a fast pedal down kind of night with running these open wheel cars all night.
I like them. I mean, I really, when it comes to dirt racing, obviously, I think now just me speaking, on iRacing in general, I think the late models, maybe the UMPs, maybe the big blocks now, but it was really the late models, probably one of the most popular sets. But now in real life, I got to say wing sprints, when it comes to dirt racing, and I guess the World of Outlaws, why it's put it on the map for that, is I'd say they're pretty popular.
Oh, absolutely. And tonight's, you look at the turnout we get here, and I think that speaks to the popularity, at least with our league. And each class puts on a good show, even though there might be a little bit of a speed difference between the cars. And I think the big storyline tonight, what I'm looking forward to seeing is, last 3 weeks here, the heat races, we've seen people get into trouble. They've been into transfer spots, and it seems like at least 2 or 3 of the heat races, we see somebody throw away a transfer spot and have a problem there. So I think that's going to be a big thing to look for tonight.
You're right. It has. I've seen that, they'd be right there in that transfer, about to get it, closing deal, coming out of turn 3 or 4, and then just get into trouble. So, yeah, it's interesting. Like you said, we're going to have our, autism awareness here. And if, you know somebody out there that's, got autism or if you're associated with it anyway, let us know out there in the chat. Definitely love the fans and viewers tuning in, as always. Appreciate y'all. And like you said, we're going to have Preston Cranmer's wife come up here. I know you said she deals with kids of autism.
Yeah, she's a school teacher and been teaching 7 years, and every year she's had at least one autistic child in her class. So she's got lots of experience with it, very passionate about it. And we did a Pitside podcast special edition with her earlier in the weekend. It's well worth watching. She really, for myself, I thought this was a great idea, but in going through the process, I've learned a lot. And so if everybody could just learn a little bit more about it and learn to recognize, what the differences are, and and how to accept them, I think it'll be a bonus. And the other thing we got going here, Joe, we're hoping to make life complicated for you. So Preston Cranmer has made a special autism sprint wrap. A lot of guys are running it. Plus, I know VMR Wraps has done some custom wraps. So there might be a lot of cars that look the same for you. So the more challenging it is for you, the more support we're actually getting for the cause.
There you go, no doubt about it. I saw the paint out there. It looked pretty nice, and I like that VMR stepping up, definitely doing something good. Always like the charitable events, done a lot of them in the past, so that's awesome. And hey, you talk about the autism stuff, it's just like anything. There's many different levels of it. There's many different things that are involved, and like you said, you have to really be educated, skilled in that area to know what you're dealing with, because not every case is the same usually. So obviously we'll definitely get some info on that, as right now these guys, man, are still kind of in a little practice out here. We're gonna Gambling Motorsports pre-race show. We're gonna head off soon here into our VMR Wraps qualifying session here soon. I tell you, I did the big blocks this past week. That was really fun. Kind of switched up the nights there, and the big blocks, that was fun to watch those guys. Had Doug up in the booth with me, and we just had a ball with that one, watching them boys just kind of fly around the track, so to speak, and those big block monsters.
Yeah, last week's it was a good run for me anyway, but I think we were at Bristol. And
It was.
I will say this. These are going to go this track's a little slower than what Bristol was. We were flying there last week for sure.
Well, the first broadcast I'd ever done Bristol dirt, that is. I've done a multitude of asphalts there and whatnot. So it really, to be honest with you, didn't look any different than what an asphalt race was. Y'all were running a high line just like they do there. So up against the wall, and I was like, okay, there you go. But we're in a VMR Wraps qualifying session, folks. If you want to look good on the track, check out VMR. They're a new sponsor coming on board here at the GForce Racing Team. GForce Racing League. And again, check them out on Facebook at VMR Wraps. And I know they're going to have a couple of them out here that they've done. And I know these drivers will look good coming around here. So I want to give a shout out to also iRacing League Manager. We went over our standings earlier and talked about it in the pre-race show there, but definitely check out iRacingLeagueManager.com. If you run a league, own a league, do anything with a league, there you go. They'll definitely make your job a lot easier. iRacing League Manager, check them out there. But guys, qualifying right now. Looks like Nicholas Vickery putting it on top with a quick time of 12:82.
Yeah, that's moving around here. We've seen the qualifying times jump around here. I've seen the quick time here be a 12:68. Even seen him at a 12:90. So I think this track is pretty sensitive to the time of day and kind of what the settings are for the weather anyway. So the 81 though, look how close this is all the way through the top 10 though. Less than a tenth, separate the top 10. That's tightly packed.
Got to be thousands separating the top two because it's 12:82, 12:82, 12:84, 12:84 on the third and fourth. So, wow.
Yeah, third and fourth both ran 8.38s. So this is what I about getting into the heat races and having those mistakes if you're in the transfer spot, because the field is so close. Even if you go back and you're in the B main, the guys that are in the B main aren't necessarily slower than the guys that are making the show. It's just the victim of circumstance and where their starting position and the heat, everything else. So if you don't transfer out of these heats, it can be a tough night. So it's interesting. Like I said, once we line up for these heats, I'm going to be real interested to see if these guys can get through them cleanly.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one there. So, the 305s, we started the 305s from the beginning of what it's been here for the Hometown Heroes here on Wednesday night. And the 305s, we've talked so much about it. I think it came a long way from where it was in week one, where these guys were just kind of get acclimated with the car, the track, and what they can do and what they can't do with this car, because they were so used to like the late models or the 360 where it has a lot more power. And I think you've mentioned before there, John, is the 305s, they just bog down coming out of the turn, so you've got to drive it a lot differently to know how to keep the momentum going with this car.
Yeah, these are absolutely momentum cars. The 410, you can use the throttle if you kind of get out of shape, but it's got the power to pick it right back up. Even the 360 does. And the neat thing is about the 360s, and I know we'll cover this a little later, but the 360s will actually be in open sets tonight. So it is an iRacing's fixed set. So when we get to that point, the guys actually work on their cars for those. But the 305s, you really, with the momentum, you really have to almost keep them straight, keep them rolling. Work the throttle and not dig. And one thing, if you even get the slightest bit of tire spin, especially early on when the track is heavy and it's kind of slimy like it is now, the back end will dig in a little bit, and you'll just, even the slightest, you can hear it in the motor just kind of go down a little bit when you're in the car. And, and you can look at the standings here, a half a tenth, you're all of a sudden you're halfway down the board. So
absolutely.
It's a big deal to keep them straight and keep the momentum.
Absolutely. There you go. Well, looks like qualifying's winding down. What's up, Garrett? How you doing? Says, wish I could be here tonight, but I'm in Tennessee getting ready to watch some racing at Bristol. We was just talking about Bristol. What they got going on in Bristol?
Yeah, World of Outlaws are there. I've seen
Garrett, okay.
Yeah, I've seen Garrett's Facebook feed, and he's rubbing it in everybody's face that are friends with him.
That'd be interesting.
He's down in Bristol watching the big boys race.
Okay, that'll be interesting. Wow.
There's a few of the league guys down there. I know John Short's going to be down there this week. So, and at least one other driver, I can't remember the name, is going to be down there. So maybe there'll be a GForce Racing League get-together, tailgater or something down there.
Bristol not too far away from me. We actually was talking about that last week. Bristol's probably about 2 hours, 2.5 hours from where I'm at, kind of northwest side from where I am. It's kind of right there on the edge of North Carolina and Tennessee. Really, really close. But we're heading off into heat race number 1 here tonight. A&J Custom Creations and Andy Padden. Well, I'll tell you what, that guy just does outstanding work with his craftsmanship that he has for plaques, trophies, and he's got a little kind of a whatnot type. I guess it'd be like a little plaque style thing that he can do. Light up. Either way, go to GForceRL.com and look at it because it is nice. And check him out on Facebook at A&J Custom Creations as we're getting set here to grid these guys up for heat race number 1.
I'll just want to point out too that during our ads, Andy has one of the ads in there. You can see those trophies and those lit. Well, I think you can see in fact, see the one that John Hine bought and broke. So it's there.
Yeah.
So heat number 1, we've got on the pole we got Blake Chapman and Ben Kelch. Row 2 from Washington State, Donovan Ross, and on his outside Nick Vickery. Row 3 we have Jeff Flero, and on his outside Blake Depanet. JR John Rayner is in row 4 on the inside of Matt Mateer. And then at the back we got Chris Whipple, and good to see the retread out, Jim Bowie, 78 years old, and giving her to go. And the retreads will be in town next week, so hopefully Jim will be out for that as well.
There you go. Getting set, A&J Custom Creations, pace trucks moving in. We're getting set to go a little dirty here tonight. Cedar Lake style, green flag flies are racing here with the 305s. They're already 2 and 3 wide out front. Blake Chapman there, they're single file, and they're already beating and banging on each other.
Yeah, I'm not giving a little bit of room here, and everybody is hammered down at this point, so you really can't give a lot of up. There we go. Contact up there.
That is Benjamin Kolsch. Hope I said it right. Kelsch? All right. Was it Kelch? Kelch. All right, good deal. Unfortunately, he just went wham right in the wall there. Nicholas Vickery holds on to the 4th place final transfer spot. You got Chris Whipple right there trying to run him down. Nicholas, though, is not happy with running in 4th. He wants Jeff Flero's spot there in 3rd as Donovan Ross hangs on to 2nd. Blake Chapman out front. That's a good nose to tail right there. With battles on for 1st place, here comes Ross looking to the inside.
Yeah, and and I say what we talked about earlier about people making a mistake when they're in a transfer spot. But the reason why you want to get a spot though is from 3rd to 4th, you pick up if you're sitting at 4th, you pick up 3rd. All of a sudden, you're a lot closer to the front when that feature goes. So there is a reason they're doing it. So
lost a lot of momentum. Here comes Vickery to the inside. Slide job. Is he going to be able to get it done? Not quite yet. He's going to have to fall back in 4th. In the meantime, behind him, they're racing it up back here around about 6th, 7th place spot. And Donovan Ross, though, he's going to try to take that lead away from Blake Chapman.
Here they come to the line. It's going to be close, but he prevailed on the outside to take heat 1 here.
Yes, he did. We've seen that time and time again the last couple of weeks as guys went on the outside and just kind of went that outside groove and took that momentum. And Donovan Ross was able to get around Blake Chapman and take heat race number 1 here with A&J Custom Creations. Takes us into heat race number 2, Howard Hanna Real Estate. That's your number 1 family-owned and operated independent broker in the U.S. Definitely, if you got anything that deals with real estate, buy, sell, rent, anything commercial or residential, check them out there at Howard Hanna Real Estate. They will definitely get you set up and get it done right for you. Who we got for heat race number 2 here tonight on the grid?
Well, we've got Brandon Templeton in
Grid.
Well, we've got Brandon Templeton, and his daughter won the Lynn's Huggables a few weeks ago. So a shout out to him, and on his outside, Brian Moore Jr. Then we have a whole Hamilton community, Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. GJ Boydell, Dan McLaren, and Connor Ross is maybe a few miles outside of Hamilton. And on the outside of Connor Ross, we have Mike Cramner, and then we have the Cali boy, Terry Landis, who just finished celebrating 420, and Jeff Parker on his outside. And then we have Kyle Parker, and Lane Snook is showing there.
He still looks like he's not going to get lined up. So
he says he's connected, but he is going to miss the call, which is going to bad luck for him. It's going to be entertaining for us. We're going to watch him come up from the back of a B main.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see Kyle Parker. Yeah. Kyle Parker back here, he's going to have his work cut out for him coming here in the backside. He's got a good heavy-hitting crew here in this heat race number 2 here with Brian Moore Jr., Brandon Templeton, Dan McLaren there, and GJ Boydell. We're getting set here to go racing here for heat race number 2 here tonight.
Yeah, Kyle's not someone we normally see towards the back. I don't know what happened to him in qualifying, but he's going to be one you're going to want to watch here as we take the green next time around. I do expect him to move forward, but he doesn't have a lot of time to get there, though. That top 4, those guys are all quick up there.
Let's see what happens here on the rumblings here for our Howard Hanna Real Estate heat race number 2. We're getting set really quick here. Remember, top 4 go to the feature. Going to have a heavy hitting field here because we're going to have a C and a B mains. The pace truck's in, green flag flies. Templeton and company up front. They drop it. We're already side by side for the 4th place spot. McLaren and Boydell. They got Connor Ross right there along with them.
Yeah, side by side, 2 rows deep. This looks like going to be some good racing here in this heat race.
Absolutely. Right there, a good battle for that final transfer. That'll be Connor Ross. Boydell. Ross wants it. Boydell's got it. You still got the top 4 guys there battling. As you see, for the moment, looks like Boydell lost a little momentum. Here comes to the outside of Ross. He's going to take that high lane on him.
Yeah, it looks like that high lane is, without a doubt, the place to be right now. The guys up there are making moves up there. And part of that is they can keep their momentum going a lot easier up there. As Connor dives down to the bottom, they're fighting for that 4th spot there.
Close quarter style racing right there. They're beating and banging, and usually just don't do that in open wheel style set karts, but they are right now. As you got Connor Ross hanging on to the 5th place spot, he's going to look to see if he can't slide up underneath Boydell and take that 4th place away from him and make life a lot easier to get into the feature that way than it is trying to run through two mains. But there he goes, slider on the inside. He wasn't able to make it completed. Oh, he's going to be able to now as Boydell's on the wall, and he is still flipping. Wow.
Yeah, the slightest mistake there took him out of a transfer spot. Now Connor Ross holds it down, but Connor's got someone on his back door there, Mike Cranmer.
Mike Cranmer.
Yes, sir.
And he's lost his front wing.
Yes, he has. And so we got 1 lap to go here, and Connor seems to be holding the distance here. We'll see how they get through 3 and 4 coming to the checkered.
Yep, final time around the track. Looks like Ross has got it right there. Parker tried to move an inside on him, couldn't get it done. Templeton out front. It's going to be all him putting in this one, as Connor Ross is going to hang on to 4th. That brings us into heat race number 3. Coast to Coast Racing Team here is set up here at GForce Racing League since the inception of the league tonight. And actually, they run from coast to coast, folks. They got the USA and Canada race teams here. So our heat race number 3, who we got on the grid here tonight?
Well, we got a Gambler Motorsports front row here with Dan Vaught and Zach Chapman. And behind him, we've got Anderson Bowen, one of the top Skippy drivers on Sunday nights. And on his outside, Josh Gerlach. Row 3, we've got Chris Schaefer and Gary Offit. Row 4, Don Dory from St. Catharines, Ontario. Steve Maurer from Clarence, Iowa. And Wyatt Whipple at the rear from New York State. Naples, New York, I believe.
Naples, New York. All right, good deal. Good set of field here as we're getting set. Our heat race number 3 here tonight. Coast to Coast Racing Team. Daniel Vault and company out front. 305 wing sprints. Like a lot of other guys. Nagar, how you doing out there, man? Oh, you said you was down there in Bristol too, so okay. Got a lot of folks who are going to Bristol tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking now at this all Gambler front row. I hope the teammates obey by the golden rule and don't wreck each other.
It's racing. One of them's got to win. But you're right. They could use that teamwork for each other. Chapman, Vault up front. Green flag flies. We're racing here. You got Gerlach right there, and already trouble for Bowen as he hits the inside wall. He's off of it. Puts Chapman up to second. He's got his hands full right now with Gerlach there on the inside of him. He's going to try to put that slide job as the battle's on for 4th. Schaefer and Offit. Is that right? Gary Offit?
Yeah, that's how I've been calling it.
Right. Sounds good to me. We'll stay with it until we hear otherwise. Right now, he's in 5th place. He is right there on the back tail tank trying to see if he can't get Schaefer out of the way for 4th. Meantime, it's Daniel Vault out front. He's got a pretty good lead. He's got Gerlach right there behind him. Chapman's everybody kind of being patient single file right now.
Yeah, it looks like Gerlach's getting off the corners a little better than Vaught here. So we've got a few laps here, about halfway, just over halfway now. So we got a little bit here to go. Some time for him to get up there and make some noise and at least make Daniel nervous.
Yes, it is. Daniel right there holding on to that top spot. Right behind him, you got Gerlach. He's hanging the 2nd. Chapman there in the 3rd place. Like I say, everybody's kind of single file, but this is kind of indicative of what we've seen in qualifying. How close these guys are time-wise pretty much is what you're seeing right here. Nobody can make up ground on anyone because everybody's running kind of just dead heat even.
Yeah, the leader just ran a 13:12, and the 2nd place ran a 13:17, so they're right on top of each other time-wise.
And that's just what that does is that brings about is hard to pass and just going to be like pretty much stuck where you are. Right there, Vault make a little bit of a slip up on the top side, 3 and 4. And then you see right there, Gerlach tried, not going to get it done, as Vault's going to hang on to it, and Shaper's going to hang on to the final transfer. That should bring us up to
you're starting to see them move around on the track a little bit here and have different lines as the groove now has widened.
You're going to have to.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to. If not, we're going to see single file. They're just so dead even here. But it brings in Heat Race 4, Mr. Plummer here. And I tell you what, if you need a plumber, check these guys out. And if you're in the Atlanta area, I don't know if they would go out of Atlanta area. They might. Job called for it. But either way, if you're in the Atlanta area, check out the Mr. Plummer there, because he's in the Atlanta metro area for decades and brings a lot of experience to the table there for every job that he does. Who do we got on the grid here tonight?
On the pole for heat number 4, we got JP Scheider. And on his outside, one of the newcomers that's been coming out regular, Carson Cherry. Row 2, we have Vern Hawkins and Brian Moore Sr. And now we get into a bunch of my buddies, the retreads, some of the older guys. We got the G-Man, Gary Taylor, Mike Shaughnessy. He's not a retread. But then behind him, we've got Mr. Motorsports, Bob the Good from Kansas City, Missouri, and Texas Tom Tornado, or Texas Tornado, Tom Taylor, and Jeff Hayworth, and JR John Rayner, another one of the retreads who we'll see next week on the track for a special race.
There we go. Sounds good. As we're getting set here for our heat race number 4 here tonight. Mr. Plummer out here, and hopefully a lot of these guys won't need one for the motors when they get done with them here on the virtual side of things. But Vern Hawkins, you got JP Shader? You say Shader?
Scheider is how I said
Scheider.
it.
Okay. JP Scheider up front already banging off the wall a little bit. Vern's going to say he's going to take advantage of it and go down on the inside. He's going to get 2 for 1 right there.
Yeah, they're fighting back on the top side, both Carson and JP. He keeps tagging that wall, though, down the back straight, and that's killing his momentum. Oh, they get real close there coming out of 4.
Did right there like do Scheider. Schrader? Say it again for me.
Scheider.
All right. I'm going to get it right before it's over with. He falls back to 4th. Now he's got his hands full of Moore Sr. right there along with Cherry. And that's a good battle, actually, for the second on back spot. I mean, these guys just won't give up on each other.
Yeah, the track's finally gotten to where it's racy, and the top where they're at and the bottom are starting to be pretty equal to each other. And these guys are running all over the place trying to get around each other. It's good racing, and hopefully we'll see more of this now as the night goes on and this track continues to progress.
Like what you just said, these guys are going to have to start searching around the track. Right there, you see Schrader, man, just a little bit slip up. He's still back in 4th place spot. Moore Sr. hanging on. He's trying to give everything he can for 2nd place. He drives up there to the outside. Cherry goes down to the inside, though, and takes a slide job on him. It looks like, though, you still get that momentum push on the high side right now. That's where you kind of maybe want to be, it looks like, coming off the turn still. The inside middle lane is working pretty good, through the turn, but coming off to that high lane's where it's at.
Yeah, got 1 to go here. And where Carson broke his momentum, he was in the slick. If he was about a half a lane lower, I think that he could have fought him off a little bit longer.
Hawkins is going to come out and going to win this one here. Heat race number 4, Mr. Plummer here tonight, as Schreider's going to finish it off in the 4th place spot, final transfer. That was a good race there between those top 4 guys. That brings us into our C main here, which we normally don't even, you know what? We haven't even had a sponsor for it, so I just call it C main. GForce Racing C main. There we go. Who we got on the grid out here tonight?
We got 13 guys. If Snook can get in here, 13 guys. Only 4 are going to transfer to the B main. So we got tough show. So we got on the front, we got Jeff Barker and Wyatt Whipple. Row 2, the G-Man Gary Taylor and Blake Depanet. Row 3, GJ Boydell is in a bit of trouble here, and with Don Dory, and then Mike Shaughnessy and Jim Bowie, and Terry Landis, Anderson Bowen, Jeff Hayworth, Ben Kelch, and hopefully we see Lane.
Yeah, it's not gridded up yet. I don't think he's going to be able to make it. If you don't get in here in the next couple seconds or so, it'll be over with for him tonight, which, got one that looks like it's going to happen. It's just the computer problems, and that's one thing that you have to battle with as far as the virtual world. There's some things that's out of your control. I've even had problems on the broadcast side of stuff, and it happens with racers and broadcasters and all that. You definitely just nothing you can do, Yeah, nothing you can do.
Happened to me on Monday night, and the only thing I tell my guys, my teammates, when that stuff happens, just sometimes you pull in and you pop a motor in hot laps, or your engine just isn't working right, or plug wires. It's just stuff that's out of your control. It stinks, but you just gotta move on.
That's what we kind of chalk it up on the virtual side. It's like in real racing, like what you just said, motor blows, tire goes down, battery issue or something like that, take you out. We have what we call connection, Mother Nature, and everything else that can happen to us over here. So it's unfortunate on Snook's part here tonight, but that's all right. He'll bounce back next week. As we get set here for Barker, Whipple, and company up front. See who's going to get this one. Top 4 guys out of this one. A lot of them are going to go home here tonight. Green flag flies. We're racing.
This is go or go home, so you've got to take a few more chances than what you did in the heat race. The good, solid place to be is second. Even a better place is first. I think anywhere around third or fourth, you're going to be in the hot seat.
Right there, you already see him beating and banging right there. A little bit of sliding and all going on around about the 5th place, and that's going to put Terry Landis and company and Jim Bowie off the pace in the back. That puts G.J. Boydell in 5th, and Donald Dory is the man right there in the final transfer. But he has still got his hands full with a whole slew of them, and look at it. He's just going to kind of get meat in the middle of a sandwich.
Yeah, they're not holding back here. Like I said, it's go or go home at this point. And these guys are driving like a.
Well, that 4th place spot has. Well, they're wrecking. They're tearing each other up. That's Donald Dory down at the bottom. Now you got Wyatt Whipple has moved up, and he was battling. That was 3rd and 4th place spot, folks, right there. And just like that, they're around about. Jeff Hayworth, I hope I said that one right, is in 3rd, and then you got Anderson Bowen now in 4th place. So at this point here, guys, who in the world's going to survive to make it to the B main?
Yeah, it's survival, that's for sure. But don't look now. Lane is up to 8th.
Yeah, where'd he come from? He is up to 8, so he keeps on. He might could get up there. I mean, he's got the time to do it. I didn't even see him come on the track. I'm glad. Good watching out right there. But yeah, he goes shooting right on around. And if he keeps it up, he's up to 7th. So he definitely has a shot. He's only got to get about 2 or 3 more spots. Where's Bowen at? Let's kind of see the difference between him. There's a solid about 3-4 seconds between them. I mean, out of time. A little bit too late coming on there because he got up to 6. But Bowen's going to hang on to 4th. And Depinet is going to be the man that's going to pull it off for the C main here. And that's the top 4. Depinet, Barker, Hayworth, and Bowen all going to the B main. Snook just right on the outside. Just come in just a little bit too late there. Which there again, running from the back to the front was an awesome show for him. And we just saw a lot of cars out there just get tore up. But that puts us into our B main, SBGC 3D printing. B main, folks, if you want to look for some awesome 3D printed stuff. Tom Taylor does some outstanding work. We're going to watch some of his work later on in one of the videos here. But our B main here tonight, who we got on the grid?
Okay, we got on the pole we got Matt Mateer. On his outside we got Mike Cranmer. Row 2, Gary Offit and Bob DeGood. Row 3 we got Chris Whipple and Kyle Parker. Row 4, Steve Maurer and Tom Taylor. So we will be taking 8. So those guys right now, Maurer and Tom Taylor. So we will be taking 8. So those guys right now are in transfer spots. And the guys looking to get in, JR, John Rayner, Blake Depinet, Jeff Barker, Jeff Hayworth, and Anderson Bowen.
It'll be a good one. At least we've got 8 drivers here on this one that can get in, and they're looking to get in and jump up through the field here, as opposed to 4. 4 usually is a really tight squeeze when you got a big field like this. And it looks like Steve Moyer not going to grid.
Well, that's going to open it up for somebody else to step in. That means one less car you got to pass on the track.
Oh, and Joe, just to go back to Lane, that was an incredible run. But we have 2 drop weeks here, so he can least afford to drop this week. So that's good news out of it. But still, that was a brilliant run. We've got a lot of autism wraps in this car this heat. So,
I see them out there.
It's going to make it tough for you, Joe, but it's good to see them all out there supporting the cause.
Yeah, I'd see at least about 4 or 5 out there so far. So like you said, man, definitely looking good out on the track right now. Mateer, is that right? Is it Mateer? Matthew Mateer?
Yep.
Mateer, all right, good deal. Out front right now, leading it. Mike Cranmer right there in second. Green flag flies. Offit sitting right there in third. Already trouble in the back. Kyle Parker's involved. DeGood's involved with it. Oh, man, that is not what Kyle Parker, how his night. And I tell you, that is just pretty much a salt on the wound for these wing sprints, something that I don't think he's having a good time here on the Hometown Heroes. Right now, it's heating up around about the 8th place spots. You got Bowen there. Tom Taylor's moved to 6th. Rayner's there in 7th. Offit's up in the 4th place. You got a lot of racing going on throughout the field.
Yeah, and a good thing for both Parker and Snook here. They're going to have 2 more bites at the apple, off the apple here. They've got 2 more races tonight, so they'll be able to shake it off and get back on the horse there quickly.
Oh, absolutely. Like you said earlier, man, we're going to have the 360s out here in a little while. Right now, Bowen's hanging on to that 8th place spot. You got Tom Taylor right there with it, but he has Hayworth right behind him, chewing at the bit, trying to see if he can't get up there and take that spot away from him. He would love to get into it because really right now, only one car is going to go home because DeGood, Parker, Depanet, and Moyer all are out of this race. So Hayworth or one of the other guys are going home here tonight.
Yeah.
And wreck. Try to stay in the show.
That's, it seems like easy, and God knows I've been in that position too, where it's like, okay, be patient here, but there's something about your right foot getting disconnected from your brain when you're there and you're wheel to wheel and you really want to beat that guy. There's sometimes it's a lot easier said than done to just pull the reins back a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
But I totally agree with you.
That's a racer mentality.
Oh, yeah.
I got to give you that. Now, maybe I looked at it different when I was on the track because, man, I wanted to be there. And look at this. Just like that, Hayworth on the checkered flag. We've seen it a many times, week in and week out. Are you kidding? Tom Taylor's going to sneak in there and get to the feature. Wow.
At the top of the broadcast, that's...
we were just talking about it too, wasn't we? Wow. He got that right foot and he thought about it and he put it in there too hard. But man, this puts us in our Icon Sim Sports intermission here tonight, folks. If you're looking for an awesome rig, check out Icon Sim Sports. They will definitely get you fixed up and are the title sponsor here for the Hometown Heroes tonight. We're here with the GForce Racing League, and everything you need to know about GForce Racing League, check them out at GForceRL.com. A world of information. Want to give a shout out to Justice Sick, iRacing Photos Driver of the Week. That'd be Kyle Parker. I do know that. Saw it earlier in the week. So we'll give a shout out to Justice Sick coming on board here for the Photo Driver of the Week. And of course, we're live tonight here on the GForce Esports on YouTube, where you can see it 4 nights a week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night. Hit the likes and shares. We're also on the iRacing Live and OSR Network on YouTube. Folks, I tell you what, we're going to step away real quick. We're going to be right back here. Don't go anywhere because we still got the feature here tonight.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, we're back, folks, here, getting set for the feature. Before we go, though, we're going to get a real quick word. One of the drivers out there, Roger Will.
Yeah, Connor Ross, you're in the seat. How's the track looking? Let's get a track report from you before you take off here.
It's looking really good. It's looking really racy. I think you're going to have that top side. You're going to have a lot of momentum, but I mean, if you can hit it perfect, that bottom side's going to be there with it too, and you might even see maybe a middle line start to come into play later at the end of the race when the top evens itself off and the bottom starts to slow down. Maybe it'll be 3 lines, maybe 4. You never know.
Where are you going to be, buddy?
I'm starting on the top right now, so I'll be on the top until I see someone drive past me on the inside. Then I'll go to the bottom.
Okay, thanks a lot. Good luck, buddy. Good luck.
Tell you what, Icon Sim Sports here for our feature tonight. 24 drivers about to get set here to do battle Cedar Lake style, guys. It has been a all-out brawl here tonight for the 305 so far as the pace cars pulling them around. Good insights, though. We were talking about it right there. A lot of good insights with a lot of great drivers. And just kind of give you what they can feel out here on the track. Top, bottom, we'll have to see which prevails. It's getting set to go green flag here.
They've got them stacked and packed and racked them, so we're about to turn them loose.
Absolutely. Pace trucks moving out. Here we go. 2x2. Green flags in the air. We're racing here. The Icon Sim Sports feature, they're already 3 wide there in the 3rd place spot.
Yeah, they're 3 wide all the way back through the field pretty much. Great start.
Oh, 4 wide in the back, and they're already mixing up. That's back here by the mid-pack where you got Matthew Mateer right there up on the wall. Well, that's a new way around the track.
Oh,
Tremors upside down. Oh, wow. Let's go back here on the Malcolm Mills replay real quick. We saw a lot of that happening there, back there in the back. They were 2 and 3 and 4 wide back there. Just that's kind of how it is. It's a traffic jam right there is when you get started until they get spread out a little bit. He just looks like he might have just got up there against the wall and got pinched up there. And wrong place, wrong time, really. I mean, nothing you can do, kind of. Yeah, car in front of him, he got woed up. Then he tried a new way around the track right there and then got hit. Boom.
Yeah, when you're stacked up like that and you catch the wall or something, get a little out of shape, you know, you don't really have a whole lot. You don't got a whole lot of track to catch yourself to straighten yourself out. And unfortunately, I think Mike was just a victim of basically the start of the race and having everybody on top of each other.
Oh, yeah, and that's just kind of what we're going to see here. Let's go single file. Those guys, I mean, it's just a product of racing. When you got this many cars on here, it'll be a wild one on the shootouts on the starts. But we're here for our Icon Sim Sport feature here tonight. Autism Awareness Night here for the Hometown Heroes. We've got some special things coming up here for our second race. These are the 305s wing sprints out here. We've got the 360 wing sprints coming up next, and then we've got the Renegade division, which I'm gonna say they're made up of the 360s also.
Yeah, the 360s also, but the ones next are the 410s.
Oh, okay, my bad. Sorry about that. So we're going to hit all avenues here tonight as far as the wing sprints go. 410, 360, and the 305. So it's going to be an awesome feat. As Ross right now out front, boy, I tell you, up top, he had that thing rolling. That's actual vault right there in second, but Ross took that high lane and made it swing all the way around. Here comes Templeton right there. Going to see if he can't take the low line. They're going in low. You always call that the slider line, where they go in kind of low and kind of let it sling up high.
Yeah, right now Donovan's running the top and 3 and 4 and the bottom and 1 and 2, which kind of surprises me, but it's working for him. But Daniel is hanging tough right there on the bottom at 3 and 4.
Yes, he is. Right down low. He's got Templeton up high. We're riding along with Chapman right here. He's got a good front view of what he's seeing in front of him. That battle between Vern Hawkins there and Templeton. Chapman's hanging to the high line right now. He's got Moore Jr. on his back end. Connor Ross back there. Everybody's kind of 2x2 set throughout the field. A little bit strung out right now, but you still got a lot of side-by-side racing throughout. A little 3 wide right here around about the 10th place spot.
Yeah, they're fighting tooth and nail for every spot all the way through the field.
Oh, in a wall hard, Jeff Flaro. We watched that one live right there, and he went end over end, and a couple other machines are going to get involved and just make it a party.
Yeah, and I know we've said this before on dirt, you know, it's just not, okay, the trouble ahead, let me put my foot on the brake and slow down. You don't slow down on dirt very well.
No.
You know, it doesn't come to a sudden stop like asphalt.
It doesn't. I mean, you know, it's hard enough, like you just mentioned, on the asphalt side, especially doing these kind of speeds, to come to a stop. But, you know, especially on dirt, where dirt is almost, I guess, not like it would be on ice or rain. I mean, to try to get that thing loaded up like that, especially when you're this close on top of each other, to me, I'd say it's almost nearly impossible. Maybe the wrong word to use, but it's pretty difficult.
A big part of that too is because of the brake bias. You know, when you hit the brakes and slam on the brakes, the back just wants to loop out, so you can't just stab the brakes.
Can you adjust that in these?
You cannot adjust it here in the fixed race, no.
So that's new to me, because on the fixed on asphalt you can't. So in dirt side you can't.
Nope, you can't do it on dirt.
Okay. Well, that's so, babe. Learn something new all the time.
Let me rephrase that. On fixed on dirt.
Well, on fixed, but that's what I'm saying. On fixed asphalt, you can. That's the only thing I noticed you can adjust is brake bios, other than your steering ratio as we go back greens. That's what I said. So, hey, learn something new. Interesting on the dirt side there as far as fixed setup goes. But out front, Daniel Vault, along with Donovan Ross. We got Vern Hawkins, Blake Chapman there with it. Zach Chapman's hanging on the 7th. Good battle going on around about that. 7th, 8th place spots. They're all about 2 and 3 wide back there.
Yeah, crazy restarts. You got to get what you can get on these restarts, and these guys are really being aggressive. Oh, we got the leaders get together here.
Like you just said, leaders get together on the top side. That's Donovan Ross along with Blake Chapman. That's out front. Let's see. Blake Chapman's up there on the top side. That's Vern Hawkins actually for the 2nd place spot right there. Hawkins is hanging on. Vault's right there behind him. Who's going to get this one? Because you got Ross right there in the mix too.
Looks like Daniel's got a little bit stronger of a car on the outside. Now he's running that middle where Connor was talking about coming in.
Ooh, Whipple's around. No caution. He went off into the pits. Good job on his end right there. As you see, Donovan Ross falls back to the 5th place spot. Meanwhile, Blake Chapman is the man out front running this thing here for our feature tonight. as Vern Hawkins right there in second. We got a lot of cars around. Yellow flag's out. Oh, Carson Cherry going to Malcolm Mills replay. See what happened to him. Back there a little bit out of shape in the middle. Kind of high right now, and he has a little help going around. And then he just drives off into the pits.
Yeah, he definitely had some help getting around there. Close quarters racing, it happens.
Oh, it does right there, like you said. Well, I know it's kind of a short track here. Has been interesting here so far tonight. Chapman going to be able to hang on to it? What you got?
You know, Joe, it's interesting too, with the caution laps not counting, not this caution, previous caution, 5 cars went into the pits and got repairs and got out without losing a lap. So that's one of the advantages of cautions not counting is, you know, you can at least get back on the same lap and have a chance.
I hear you.
But Chapman was pulling out a big lead there, and they've reeled him in with this. So let's see if he gets a jump.
I had to say that. The folks, you heard that right. That's where the dirt side guys, they're over here cheating, getting laps back without any counting. I tell you what.
The third and fourth guys another shot at second, because I think second was actually holding the 2 guys behind him up, Vern there. So I think if they get around, it'll be interesting to see what kind of pace Daniel or Connor has for Chapman here as we start to wind this down.
And again, you know, I know Chapman loves these single file restarts. Any leader does, because it allows them just to go when they need to go and get that advantage without having that inside car, outside car on them. As you see, he gets a good jump. Hawkins right there along with it. Daniel Vaught's going to see if he can climb back up into the second place spot. Meantime, Connor Ross there in fourth. Donovan Ross of the Ross boys, 4th and 5th right now. Here we got a battle for the lead. Hawkins is trying to run down Chapman. Chapman's high. Hawkins is hanging down to that low line.
Yeah, he is. This time he's getting better runs than what he was that last one. He is hanging tough now.
Yeah, he is trying to get it, but again, we were talking about it all race long. You can just see the momentum getting off that top side where that low line can get that run going in through the middle of the turn. It's coming off if you can keep the momentum going. That high lane, we were talking about that, and you can just see it's paying dividends for Chapman right now as the caution's out. Oh, Brandon Templeton around. Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay, see what happened to him. He is the man in that white machine right there. And got a feeling maybe just him a little contact with the yellow. Looks like from here it looks like a DHL machine. So just a little contact between those two guys trying to take up the same real estate at the same time. Usually don't work on racing.
Kind of almost looked like a carbon copy of the incident before. The yellow car just getting in the slick and kind of getting the car getting a little bit out of his control and getting up there and tapping another driver.
That's it. So here we go. We're gonna set this thing up for a good one. Essentially almost like a green-white checkered here on the dirt side of things. Chapman, though, out front. He's been able to hold him off. He's just got to be mistake-free here because Vern is there. Knock it on the back end, and is going to see if he opens up that door just a little bit, Hawkins is going to be able to run through it. Don't count out Ross or Vault, because they're there too, so we'll have to see how this one plays out.
Ross has picked up 11 spots.
Yeah, he's really come up the field, but what Vern needs to do here, though, he was pretty much even with Chapman through the corners, even 1 and 2, even coming out. Where he is losing it is coming out of turn 4. He's walking up the track. If he can keep his tires down on that tack that's low coming out of 4, we're going to have a race here to the end.
Yes, we are. We're going to have a huge race, like you just said. So here we go. We're getting set. Daniel Vault and company up front. Blake Chapman's there along with it. We're getting set here to go green flag as it flies. We're back racing.
A 2x2 through turns 1 and 2 here, and looks like Connor's got a run on Vern going into 3.
Yeah, Connor's right there. That's what Chapman wants to see is the white flag flies. I always say, won't matter what they do, then kill themselves out here. iRacing will not throw it. A caution as right here. I think the battle's on for second. Hawkins tries that inside out of 3 and 4. Chapman's going to get it, but a drag race again. That high lane prevails coming out of 4. We were just talking about it. That's exactly what I've been seeing all night long. You get that momentum and that shotgun effect out of turn 4. That high lane did it. You just saw it right there. He was able to take that second place spot from Hawkins.
Vern had that sucker dead sideways coming out of that corner, but heartbreak for Donovan Ross coming out of 2 there on that last lap. He caught the wall and took a tumble, and he was running up towards the front there too. So what a good ending to this race.
Yes, it was. Here we go. Going to get set here to go green. Back. Excuse me. I was thinking say we're going to go back racing again. But no, we're done racing. Well, let's see if we got these guys and get up here and get a word with them right fast. We'll bring up Hawkins here. There you go, third place man.
Hey, how's it going tonight?
Hey, Vern, good run here. Solid run, top 3, got a podium. How'd you get there?
Running that bottom feeder.
Did you feel like it stayed strong, or did you feel like it was kind of going away there or towards the end, or did it pretty much maintain?
I think it was going away there a little bit in the middle of the race, and it kind of came back when everything kind of equaled out.
Yeah, I was watching you. You were holding tough through 1 and 2, and it was the corner exit of 4 where they were really getting you coming out of there. You think if you could have done anything different down there? I mean, was there any other options there, do you think, or was it pretty much locked down on the bottom? I mean, it looked locked down on the bottom, but sometimes that middle groove here comes up. Did you see that as any kind of opportunity or anything?
I was more comfortable on the bottom. If I could have run probably high side through 3 and 4 and low through 1 and 2, might have made some ground, but I just ran where I was comfortable.
That is an outstanding run, man. Good run tonight. Who would you like to thank for helping you get up there?
I'd just like to thank my sponsors, One Minded Design and Tent Slime on the car tonight, and my teammate Anderson Bowen. He's always helping me out. So,
Very
fun
good.
race.
I just want to give Verno a good shout out too, because he's one of our Skippy drivers, Skip Barber drivers on Sunday night, and he's really moving up and.
I was just about to ask him the big difference between turning one way and then turning both right and left. Beat me to it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Congratulations again, buddy.
Thank you.
There we go, Vern
good
Hawkins. It's our third place man, Vern Hawkins. Let's bring up second place man, Connor Ross, and get a word with him.
Hey, Connor, second place, man. You passed a lot of cars to get there. What worked for you tonight?
Well, we were having our discussion before the race, and I knew that the inside, once I said, like I said, once people were going to pass me on the inside, that's when I was going to drop down, and I started noticing the bottom in 1 was just a lot faster than the top side, and then it was top side in 3 and 4, and I knew if I could get down in 1 and 2, it's going to help me a lot, and that's really what helped me, and then I was just able to navigate my way through some spots, and then the last 2 laps, I knew I was going to have to throw something at Vern, and I knew I had to go to the outside because he had that bottom locked down really well.
You behind Blake long enough to know if you had anything for him or not?
I might have if it was 5 laps more, but he was really fast.
Outstanding run here for you. Who would you like to thank?
I got to thank all the guys back at Gambler, John Hine for being a really good coach. He's coached me a lot. Guys at Epsilon Sprint Wraps, Burger Barn, Retail Design Group, everyone here at GForce for putting the Hometown Heroes along. It's great. I got to thank Joe for putting the broadcast on, Roger for all he's done. Yeah.
Complimenting me isn't gonna, get you a pay raise, right?
You got to do something, right?
Well, good run tonight. Congratulations. It's very good to see you up there. Both you and Daniel had good runs tonight.
Thank you. I'll hope to talk to you again here.
You'll be up in the booth for the 360, so we'll see you then, buddy.
Right.
There we go. Second place man, Connor Ross. Well, this guy right here, he dominated tonight. Blake Chapman. How's it feeling to come out here with the Hometown Heroes and put in victory lane there, Blake?
Feels pretty good, Joe, but I still got 2 more to go tonight.
Hey, I tell you what, well, you got 1 in the bag. Like you said, 2 to go. How you going to feel about those other 2?
I'm feeling pretty confident. I have the points lead in both of those 410s and the Renegades, so I'm just hoping to stay out of trouble and finish up front.
Like that confidence, nothing new to you right there. As always, put in a victory lane. You dominated out here for the 305, here for the Icon Sim Sports Hometown Heroes race number 1. You got anybody you want to thank for it?
Yeah, Steve's Custom Clubs, Malware Farm Management, Flatline Racing Bodies, parents, grandparents, anybody that watches the broadcast. And for you, Joe, for putting this on for us every week. I really enjoy watching it.
Absolutely. I tell you what, man, you guys do an outstanding job, and it was fun to watch as always. That's Blake Chapman right there putting it in victory lane for race number 1 here tonight. Well, folks, as always, don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back because we have got 410 wing sprints here coming next. So these are the bad boys of the night. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It all starts with the right house. That's where we come in. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Cool-Ray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
From finding the perfect house to making it your home, we'll be with you every step of the way. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
All right, folks, welcome back here. We got these 410 wing sprints here tonight. This is race number 2 here, the hometown heroes here for our Autism Awareness Week race, and it's been a good one with the 305. Blake Chapman putting it in victory lane. He says it's 1 down. He's got 2 to go here, so let's see what we got, gentlemen. It's going to be a good one to start this one off here for our Gamblers Motorsports pre-race show.
Yeah, Lane looks like he's got his problems ironed out. He's at the top of the board in practice right now at an 11.5, and to put that in perspective, the pole for the 305s was a 12.8, so he's over a second faster. In fact, right now the slowest guy is at a 12.57. Blake's down there at the 12.87, but I think that's probably his first lap on the track. I expect that to go down quickly. But these guys are flying compared to the 305s.
Yeah, I mean, you could pretty much, we talk about the high lane, low line here. Obviously these are open style set machines, so these guys will be able to throw these things pretty much anywhere they want at their heart's please.
Thanks, Joe. The 360s coming up will be open. They're but
360, my bad. Oh wait,
Yeah.
no, 360 is going to be open. Is this one open 410?
no, it's fixed. But
Fixed,
you know
okay.
what? The 410s will wear this track down. It'll be a skating rink, so it will really, separate the men from the boys.
Absolutely. Get them a little confused sometimes on what's the fix, what's the open there. But well, either way, like I said, even with a fixed style setup, like you said with the 410s, these guys are dealing one with a lot more horsepower, just a lot more nimbler car. Let's say it that way. You're still going to be able to throw this thing around in pretty much anywhere you can. Sliders, it's going to be a little easier to slide this thing than it is that 305.
Well, early on it will be. The other side of that is these cars will eat the track up more than what the 305s. Last week, they just on such a razor's edge all the way around the track. I saw people, having a hard time even just holding it in the lane, sliding it around. Not that they were doing anything wrong. It's just you're carrying so much momentum and you have no grip by the end of the night. So it's a real challenge for the drivers.
Yes, it is. And like that, I want to appreciate everybody tuning in out there. It's the likes and the shares. Appreciate everybody there. I see old Joe Holter out there. We got Fornberg. What's up, Paxton? How you doing? As always, been a good night so far here of racing. We got practice right now. Lane Snook, who unfortunately missed the 305 race earlier on, but he's out here for the 410 wing sprints. And he's got a bad fast time laid down so far.
That could be a bad thing for the rest of the field. I usually, if I get mad behind the wheel, I drive better. So if he's a little angry about what happened there in the 305s with the obvious computer issues, he may be a tough customer all night. He's going to be up on the wheel, my guess is.
Yeah, bad omen for him earlier, right? Just like what you said. So far, looking pretty good as we're getting set to wind down here on practice. These guys will head it on over to our VMR Wraps qualifying session here soon. As it has definitely been, like you said, a outstanding evening so far.
Absolutely. We saw them racing all over the places in the 305s. I saw all three lanes, the middle, the top, the bottom. Guys utilizing all three the race before. Looked good, put on a good show. I do think we'll see much of the same here. I do think we're going to still see the recurring theme of guys that are going to be in transfer spots in the heat races. And, somebody's got to make a mistake and knock themselves out. It seems to be happening night after night here. And we saw last race here, even some of our best, if you get behind the 8 ball, it's tough to get into these shows. We saw Parker and Snook both not make it after having problems in their heat races. So these heat races are very important, and they've got to be on it from the drop of the green flag.
They do. Here we go. We're getting set maybe to wind them down and get ready for our qualifying here tonight. So let's see who's going to be able to pull this one off for these 410 wing sprints.
I think we got a couple of guys we can bring up in the room and talk to now.
All right, go ahead.
We got Barry Goldner in the room. That's the proud father of Steve, and now Kyle Goldner's in the league. So a father and two son duo. How you doing, Barry?
I'm good. How are you tonight?
Doing good. So what are you hoping for out here with the 410s and all these big runners?
Hope to keep it in one piece. Run our lap.
Well, it used to be you and I ran side by side, but you've been moving up the path there, buddy, and you've been really run well. And I think you did you earn a transfer tonight for the Renegades division?
I did. I was lucky number 10.
Well, that's awesome. So we'll see Barry tonight with the big boys and with his son. So that should be great. And good luck tonight, Barry. It's always great to see you on the track.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Take care.
You too.
There you go. Like I say, it's some of the drivers getting their inputs in on what they can expect here and what we're going to see, roundabout is, like I said, practice kind of winding down a little bit.
And we got somebody else with us here, Joe, in the room, and we can find out what was going on. Did your computer catch fire like we always thought it might, Lane, or what was going on? You there, Lane? Oh, we had Lane in the room, but I guess he's not mic'd up. We'll maybe try to catch him a little bit later.
That's still bad news for the other competitors because his gas pedal and his steering wheel are working.
Hey, they don't need a bike to go fast.
No, we'll probably be talking to Lane later on anyways.
Wow. As always, you know, it's good to see all the competition here in the GForce Racing League. And, you know, it's hometown heroes things. Like we've talked before, folks, I guess it's a safe bet to say it's been a pretty good success as far as, you know, driver counts and the drivers coming out. And first and foremost, just to have fun. I mean, I've said time and time again, if you're looking for ABC, CBS, or ESPN style, check out the guys on Monday and Thursday. They're more suited for that. Wednesday and Friday, if you want fun and exciting, well, there you go. We got it.
Yeah, I think those other nights are fun too, but yeah, this is more laid back and definitely a measure. One measure that I would consider it successful is if the other drivers are having fun. I know that when I do compete, I'm having fun. You know, even on bad nights, I'm still having fun. I know that's probably because I got good teammates that make it fun, but it's kind of good to scratch that competitive itch and come out here and just enjoy yourself.
Absolutely, and it has been some good all-around, you know, racing too. These guys coming out here week in and week out with hometown heroes, putting on some outstanding, you know, races and competition like what you just said. I mean, car count-wise has been huge, so it's, I don't know, it's all around been a pretty good night of racing and really good series.
It has been, and I'll tell you though, here after this one though, when we put the A division out there, the laid back is probably going to go away because those guys, like I said, we all build our sets in that series. We take it pretty serious, and I can tell you, we're going to kick the tires and light the fires, and hopefully put on a good show with those cars in a little bit. But we can have fun until we get to that point.
Oh, absolutely, and that's what it is. That's what it's all about. Out here, have a little fun and get this thing going as we're getting set here to qualifying. VMR Wraps qualifying here tonight with the 410 wing sprints. And we'll see if Lane Snook can do what he did there in practice, put it on the top side of the qualifying. Who knows as these guys are coming out on the field. And the one biggest shock to the system there, probably, John, that we would see, that I think these guys will see is the power that you have under your right foot with a 410 as opposed to 305.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the other really big shock is your timing when you're turning in, where the 305s you could be a little more aggressive on turning. You put as much wheel into these as you do the 305, you're going to spin out every time. So the timing right off the bat is going to be a huge thing for these guys to make up. But these guys have all done this all season, so by now they're pretty well used to it and can adjust pretty quickly.
We're going to see who's going to be the one that's going to be able to top this thing off here tonight. Brian Moore Jr. out front with 11:55 quick time so far on the top spot. Never mind, Blake Chapman says I can do better with 11:50 time out there. That M&M's powered machine. We'll see if anybody can knock him off. Lane Snook puts 11:60 down for one of his times. We'll see if he can get another 0.5 out of it and take Chapman off that top spot. And he did. What, 11:49?
Wow.
Wow. I'm going to shut up.
Yeah, a 49.2 to a 49.5. It really doesn't get any closer. Can't get too much closer than that.
Wow. Boy, that's just icing on the cake and thread the needle right there. Really quick here for the VMR Wraps. If you want to look good on the track, check out VMR Wraps. They did an outstanding job with a lot of the autistic awareness paint jobs that they have done here all night long, and you've seen them throughout the night so far. Definitely check out VMR Wraps on Facebook. Give them a like, get them a share. If you want to look good on iRacing, you got a car, definitely check them out because they got some awesome painters. They can do everything from dirt to oval to road racing. They got a little bit for everybody out there.
Times pretty close throughout with all that power and whatnot. I think we're gonna have some really nice heat races. But take note of the times that you're seeing here. And when the 360s come out with the open sets, I don't think we can hit that 11.49. It's going to be close. I know in a test session the other day, got pretty close up that running order with those. So when we come out a little bit later, just take note of those, and you'll be surprised on how close. And that's the difference between having a fixed set that iRacing gives you, and then when you work on them, the guys in the other leagues that have open sets for these 410s, you really set sail with those cars when you actually open them up.
Now I got to bring something up here.
Okay.
And the iRatings. I have noticed Lane Snook has climbed. Is he working on getting towards that pro level, maybe?
Next time we get an interview, that'd be a good question to ask. I don't know, but I think I think anything he gets in right now, he's just quicken and then able to go out and run those races.
Yeah.
I know a lot of our league members. The racing's so tight here and good. They run here. They come here and run mid pack. I've heard more than one guy say. Then they go out to an open server and smoke the field.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely. I've heard that time and time again. Even on the asphalt side, you get into a league, you're kind of running with the pack of guys, and you go, like you just said, to the hosted series, and you just dominate.
Yeah. So, I don't know if that's Lane's case, but like I said, I know 4 or 5 guys right off the top of my head that I know that have said this to me and whatnot. I don't run open. I haven't run an open race. I haven't run an open race in 2 years, so I have no idea how it stack up in one of those. But I know a lot of guys that do, and they go over and they dominate them when they go. So that tells you the level of competition here at GForce, which is I think we can all be proud of that here, everybody here in the league.
Oh, absolutely. And like I said, we talk about Lane a lot because obviously he's dominated the Hometown Heroes set here so far from the get-go, as far as like wins and finishes and so forth and so on. And also it's just impressive to be as young as he is. Now, that is nothing uncommon when it comes to iRacing in general, the youngness, because there's a lot of them out there. Now we've talked about here in GForce Racing League being more on the other side of the spectrum as being the older side, so to speak. So, but normally in most leagues, and even with like in the Pro Series stuff, with even with the eNASCAR and with the dirt side and the I believe they're in the road side, you tend to be the more younger side, 20s and younger and all. So, but it's good to feel across the board.
Yeah, even our team, Gambler Motorsports, we've got Aiden and Connor, who Aiden's just barely out of being a teenager. Connor is still a teenager. He's 16, 17, something like that. And then you got guys like Steven Spies, myself, Daniel Vaught. We're in our 40s. So, there's a difference. And if you don't think there's some trash talking between the older guys and the younger guys, you should be in our team room at times. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you what, Heat Race 1 underway here, about to get set for A&J Custom Creations. Check out Andy Patton and company at A&J Custom Creations on Facebook, and he will definitely hook you up with some awesome, outstanding workmanship with some plaques, trophies, and some other items that he has on board. Who we got out here tonight, though, on our grid?
So heat number 1 on the pole, we've got from Cornwall, Ontario, Jeff Flero. On the outside, Gambler Motorsports, Dan Vaught. Row 2 from Kansas City, Brian Moore Jr., and on his outside, Fast Lane Snook. Row 3, Steven Spies from Gambler Motorsports and Nicholas Vickery from Spartan on the outside. And then we've got Connor Ross, who will be joining us in the booth for the next series, along with Nathan Aldrich, who he adminned and did the race control for our first event tonight. And then at the back, and I don't know what he's doing at the back, but our 3-time Renegades champion, Stephen Golden.
Yeah, Stephen Golden, I always say the high side man there. He loves the high side when it comes to driving. Green flag, we're racing.
He may be just toying with these guys. He didn't take a qualifying time. That's why he's back there, but I don't think he's going to be back there for too long.
Lane Snook taking the inside lane. He's going to see if he can get it done with a slide job, boy. Jeff Flero fights back on the outside. That inside yet has been able to prevail, but this is a little bit different story with these 410s. He'll be able to get that momentum, almost contact. They're still wheel to wheel out of the turn as they complete the lap number 1 here.
Yeah, they're side by side for third.
Contact.
Leaders.
Wow, that's one way of putting them in a bad spot. Lane Snook got in contact with the leader, Jeff Flero. That puts Brian Moore Jr. out front. Daniel Vaught sitting in second. Steven Spies up in the third, and Nicholas Vickery there in the fourth place spot. So, and that moves Goldner all the way up to 6. So he's going, hey guys, keep wrecking. I'll be up front.
I hate to sound like a broken record, but we continue to see this in the heat races. If Lane wasn't mad before with his computer issue, he's probably not real happy right now. I don't know who was at fault back there, but anytime you go from the lead to the back, doesn't matter who's at fault, you're not happy about it.
Absolutely. From my standpoint, let two guys just fighting for the same position, just kind of got caught up. You see Goldner right there up to 5th. He made the pass over Aldridge. So now he's going to set his sights on Vickery. He's got enough time to get it done. He's going to see if he can't run down the back end of him. That's 4th place, final transfer spot. Goldner right now in 5th. Vickery's hanging on the 4th.
And they're into it again.
Oh, wow. Brian Moore Jr. is going to bring it home here for Heat Race 1. Nicholas Vickery is going to hang on to the 4th place and final transfer spot. So outside, Goldner, Snook, Claro, Ross, and Alderman are all going to have to run our consolations this afternoon. Brings us to Heat Race number 2, Howard Hanna Real Estate here, the #1 family-owned and operated independent broker in the U.S. And I always say that to be able to hold that distinction, you definitely need to know what you're doing. And if you're looking for anything real estate, commercial, residential, check these guys out at Howard Hanna Real Estate. Scott Hurwitz will definitely get you hooked up. Who we got on the grid here for our Heat Race number 2?
We got a couple of veterans on the front row. On the pole from Spartan Racing, we got Kyle Parker. And on his outside, the first champion of the GForce Racing League when it was known as the Ashweekend Outlaws, Terry Landis with KSR Racing. Row 2 has Josh Gerlach and Blake Chapman, who we just talked to a little while ago and who's leading the points here. Chris Schaefer, Matt Mateer, Brian Moore Sr., and Jeff Hayworth.
Well, we get set here for Heat Race number 2. Howard Hanna Real Estate. Kyle Parker, Landis, Gerlach. Hope I'm saying his name right. Gerlach? Is it Gerlach?
Gerlach or Gerlach. We'd have to check with him.
All right. Well, Gerlach does sound kind of better. We'll go with Gerlach. Sounds good. Chapman right there, Schaefer along with it. Here we go. Pace trucks moving them around. We had a good heat race that first one.
Yes, we did. The track is starting to widen out a little bit too, and they were starting to move around. I think these guys are going to have opportunities either right up along where that dark and light line that you see, or right down on the bottom here. I think you can hammer down on both of them still. But by mid-heat race, I expect that to go probably about a half a car length higher, and then you'll see that top start to really prevail, because then they can really unwind these things and let them eat. Pace truck speeds off here, and Flagman's got the green in his hand, and there they go. Kyle's got a good jump down into turn 1. It looks like the fight is going to be on for first, second, and third.
Right now, like you just said, Kyle Parker out front. Landis doing really good. Gerlach's right there along with it in third. Chapman hanging on to it in the 4th place spot. Who's going to get that top 4? Right now, Chapman's trying to get 3rd place. Now, behind him, you got Mateer. Is that right, Mateer? Mateer.
Yes.
Hope I'm saying. Okay, I'm going to go with Mateer here. He's got his hands full with Schaefer.
Yeah, and they're still on the outside looking in there, so whoever, they need to settle that quick and set sail and try to run down Chapman.
Yes, it does. Right there, you see Schaefer. He is trying to run on the back end there, Mateer, see if he can't get that number 5th place spot. In the meantime, out front is still Parker. Remember, Parker didn't fare too well in the 305s earlier, but he is out front in this heat race trying to see if he can't knock his ticket into the feature here tonight. You got Landis right there on the back end, Gerlach right there in 3rd, Chapman hanging on to the 4th place spot.
Still nose to tail. The fight right now is back there for 6th and 7th, it looks like. But now
Yes,
now they're going for the lead. Terry was looking to the inside of Kyle going there into turn 3.
Yeah, he's peeking down on the inside. He keeps trying to open it up. That high lane right now, white flag. Is he going to be able to hold him off? Parker up high towards the middle. He tried it. Lost a little momentum out of the last turn. Parker's going to get it. Chapman's going to hang on the 4th.
If there's a driver in this series that's going to win one of these things on the bottom, it's going to be Terry Landis, and he's going to do it walking away.
And I think before the night's over with, we're going to see somebody pull that move off as we get set for heat race number 3, Coast to Coast racing team here. The Coast to Coast, they go coast to coast with the racing team here at GForce Racing from the U.S. to Canada. They got an awesome set of guys out here, but our heat race number 3, who we got out here on the grid?
Oh, on the front row, we got a couple of old partners. Use the pit crew for each other. Real deal Chris Steele, who races 360s up here in Canada, and Jeffrey Barker on his outside. Row 2 has Dan McLaren and Donovan Ross. Row 3, G.J. Boydell and Chris Whipple. Then Barry Goldner and Jamie McCarran from, I think it's Australia. It might be New Zealand.
Like
It's Australia.
And it looks like he didn't make the grid, so I'm not sure. He's going to have to go through the constellations. Not sure what happened to McCarran right there, but nonetheless, Jeffrey Barker and company out front with old Steele there along with it. We're heat race number 3 about to get underway as pace trucks pulling them around. We've had some exciting heat races here for 410 wing sprints here for Hometown Heroes tonight. There's some good ones right now.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty good heat race. I'm looking for, I think McCarran there, or not McCarran, I'm sorry, McLaren on the inside of row 3 I think he's sitting in a good spot here with that inside row.
Yes, he is. Pace trucks in. Green flag's about to fly here. We're going out front. Chris Steele gets a good jump along with McLaren right there on a blow line. Barker's with him. And here comes Ross on the 4th place spot. They make a little contact.
It doesn't surprise me with McLaren. He's a really strong on starts and restarts. And he showed right there, once again, was very strong. And here he goes for the leap.
He's trying on that low line, trying to see if we can put a slide job move on the leader, Steele out front. So McLaren's down low. He's got it for the moment out front, but that high lane powers back on the top side of Steele. We're riding with Barker right here, showing what it looks like. In the meantime, that battle's on now for 2nd place spot. Here comes Donovan Ross.
Donovan's got it wound up on the outside and passes him pretty easily here. Now he dives to the bottom. He's just running where they're not right now, Joe.
Yeah, it is, and McLaren still hanging on the 3rd. Ross right there hanging on the 2nd. It is closing up for the top 3 guys as Steele is walking away a little bit. But Barker right now back and forth, so your top 3 are all kind of nose to tail right there. Here on the top side comes Donovan Ross firing on all 8 to the high side. He takes and makes a move.
Yeah, he's a whole lane higher than anybody else, and man, he's making it work.
He did. He made that wicked cushion look beautiful as he come on the top. Oh, a little bump by McLaren on the wall. No harm, no foul. Didn't slow him up. Barker, though, is losing pace to the top 3 guys as Boydell is kind of starting to run him down a little bit. You got Goldner hanging on to the 6th place spot. White flag, final time. Is Donovan Ross going to hang on to this thing? He's got a huge lead coming out of for the final time here. He's going to get it done as Barker's going to hang on to the 4th place spot. Now, I'll tell you what, John, just like that, if you blink, these things are over with.
Yeah, like I said earlier, in practice, they're over a second, ahead of where the 305s. So this is one of those where you can actually see with the eyeball test, you can see the speed difference.
Yeah. We're in a C main. Do we have a C main tonight?
Oh, we only got to be in this one, Joe.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so we got the SBGC 3D printing, B main here, folks, and Tom Taylor and company out there with that SBGC. Check them out at sbgc3d.com for all the work that they do on their printing, and we'll see some of their work later on and tonight. Who do we got here in our B main tonight?
Starting on front row and on the pole, we have 3-time Renegade champion Stephen Goldner, and on his outside, Matthew Mateer. Row 2, we've got the Iron Man of the league, G.J. Boydell, and Nathan Aldrich on his outside. Row 3, from Kansas City, we got Brian Moore Sr., and on his outside, we got Steve's dad, Barry Goldner, and then we got Fast Lane Snook, looking to, try to get into this race with Chris Schaefer, and then Chris Whipple, Connor Ross, Jeff Hayworth, Jamie McLaren, and Jeff Flero is...
Flero and McLaren looks like they did not grid up, unfortunately. Wow.
Then the good news is everybody will transfer. So this is a chance.
Okay, I was going to ask that because it would not. Here was the other scenario on that. It was only going to be 4 drivers. normally would have been that way because we only had three heats. So,
yeah.
Whew, that would have been a tough chore, but the good thing is, like I said, everybody's going to transfer in. So, this is kind of, I've said it before, kind of a tune-up session for these guys.
You've got a couple of guys that will be interesting to watch them here because I think they're going to be players in the main show after this between Stephen Goldner, who's on your pole, Lane, who's back in there, and Connor. Connor had a good run in the last race. He passed 11 guys, so Connor can work traffic and work this look pretty good. So I think these three guys really watch them.
Base truck's about to drop off. Here we go. SBGC 3D Printing, B-Main here tonight. The Hometown Heroes GForce Racing League Cedar Lake style. Goldner gets a good jump out front. Second place. There's Aldridge already making contact with Goldner. He's upside down flipping. GJ Boydell's involved. Schaefer had to woe up just a little bit on that one. So that shook it up, and none other than look who had helped out. Lane Snook up to third. Never mind. He's making contact. Now he's going to have to shore that up tonight. Gets in the feature doing that. That could really wreck his night.
Yeah, but every spot you get here, well, every couple anyway, that's an extra row up. That's going to help when you're in the back. Get you a little better starting spot. So you got to kind of go for it here.
Absolutely.
And especially when you know that, hey, no matter what I do here, I'm in. So you can really throw caution to the wind here.
Right now, you've got Goldner out front, and I've always said he loves a high line. No matter what he drives or what he rides in, he is going to stick that thing up on the cushion, and right now he's holding to it. Mateer right there sitting behind him in second. You got Snook up in third, who I believe pretty much is just driving angry tonight. Man, is just driving mad. It takes me back to that the Groundhog Day where, he's got the Groundhog says, don't drive angry. That just kind of reminds me of that.
Right now there's one lap car between Goldner and Snook, but once Snook gets clear here of this lap car, I'm going to be interested to see if he can reel Goldner in any.
It will. We'll have to see. Mateer right there along with us in a second. Good battle going on right here about 5th and 6th place spot. That's Aldridge, Moore Sr. and company. You got Chris Whipple. I think Chris Whipple's in. Wow, no, he's a little further back. But Aldridge and Moore right there. They had to modulate around some lap traffic. But they got a good battle going on for, it's like about a 5th and 6th place spot.
They do. Connor's controlling that battle right now and starting to move up also.
Yes, it is. So it's a good one here. Like I say, Connor Ross there in the 4th place. Snook still holding on to the 3rd place spot. He's trying to reel in Mateer, though, who is in second. In the meantime, Goldner's checking out. Now, he is having to deal with some lap traffic that could woe him up. Never mind those white flags. He's definitely got this one in tow as he comes out of the last turns right there. And Lane Snook is upside down.
Lucky that checker
wow, you ain't lying. Oh, he's going to hang on the 3rd. Wow.
That's Lane's trying, I think, do an impression of Stroker Race there. Turn upside down, cross the line.
Well, that puts us in a warm-up here, folks. Icon Sim Sports warm-up at the iconsimsports.com. Well, I talk about them a lot. If you're looking for a rig that's going to suit you, built for you, and it's going to make you feel like you're in a real race car, check out the guys at Icon Sim Sport. They do not put Icon in their name just because they like it. They put it in there because, well, they are Icon when it comes to sim sports rigs. So check them out at iconsimsports.com. We got GForce Racing League tonight. Find out all you need to know at GForceRL.com because they got a world of information there at GForceRL.com. Justy Stick iRacing Photo Driver of the Week. We already know it's Kyle Parker. We appreciate Justy Stick iRacing photos coming on board here for us. Check them out there on Facebook. And as always, we're here live tonight at GForce Esports on YouTube. Check out 4 nights a week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday nights here. And check out hit the likes and the shares. We're also on iRacing Live and OSR Network on the YouTube here Saturday night. So right now, though, we have got something special here for you on the warm-up. Roger Craig and Preston Cranmer, I always call him the VP man himself up here. He's going to bring up none other than his wife, who is going to talk a little bit about some autistic awareness for us, folks. So, Preston, how you doing tonight?
Preston's not here. We just got his better half.
Okay.
Penny Lee, how you doing, Penny Lee?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. So we had a great podcast the other night where we talked about autism, and I'd like to just hit some of those high points that we had. You've been teaching for 7 years, and you've had autistic children in your classes all those years. So just tell us a little bit about the differences of autism.
So many of you are probably familiar with the term Asperger's. Doctors don't typically use that much anymore. It's broken down into 3 levels of autism. So it's mild, moderate, and severe. So your mild autism is where that word Asperger's would fall in, your high-functioning children. And then obviously you have different levels of autism. So the more they're visible is probably the more severe they are with autism. But so it's broken down more into tiers now instead of other words used for it.
Well, and give us some of the different aspects of Asperger's. How there, there's a lot of different types of all those pieces to those puzzles.
Yes, sir. So like you will see children that have sensory issues that might not do well with loud noises or bright lights or big crowds. Some children might have trouble eating a variety of foods like we would typically eat. So you'll see that kind of sensory issues with children with autism. But if they're high functioning, you might see that they're just brilliant. They just have a keen mind on something that they enjoy, and they focus in on whatever that is. Math. I've had children that have learned different languages at 4 years old. So languages and math and science facts, they just pick up on something and run with it and learn all they can about it if they are able to.
And the other thing we talked about, the other half of that is acceptance. And we talked about that the other day about just the different things we can recognize, and the fact that it's not a disease, it's not a curable thing. This is the way they are, and maybe you can just talk about that a little bit as well.
So I know a lot of families just want to be able to go out in public and not be judged. So just being able to, if you see a child out in public maybe having a hard time, not always, assuming that they're just a bad child, they could have autism, and just something about the environment has caused them to not, be able to handle whatever they are doing. So many parents are forced to just stay home because people are not accepting of children with autism. So the families just stay home and out of the public eye just to avoid any kind of bad, image that might show them.
Yeah, so it's and have you got a couple of locations there that people can find out more information about this?
Yes. So I know it's mostly in America for the Organization for Autism Research, which is OAR or OR. They're definitely an organization that I would support here in the States. And then there's Autism Canada, which is based out of Canada, and both organizations are done by families and caregivers who are just trying to help other families and caregivers, supports with education, living sensory issues, just anything that a family or caregiver might need to support their child with autism.
Well, thanks a lot, Penny, and I know I've learned a lot just talking to you the last few days, and appreciate everything you do and what you do in your career to help these children, and want to just thank you again for coming on.
Thank you so much.
And one thing before we leave, 2 weeks from now is Ladies' Night, and we've got a Ladies' Night race, and we hear that you're going to be competing, and your mother-in-law will be too, so this could be a good contest coming up.
Yes, I hear that's what we are doing, and I hope I can win.
Okay, well, we look forward to seeing you track in a couple weeks, and thanks again for coming out and talking to us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, there you go, Joe. Penny's just a great
awesome
human being.
Yeah, like that.
I have a question. Who do you think Preston's going to be rooting for in that race?
Well, who you think? I mean, come on.
I don't know.
Unless he wants to get hit in the head with a frying pan, like I've always said, So,
here I'm going. Thanks, Hein.
yeah. Unless he wants to get, the frying pan thrown at him or the rolling pin nailed. I mean, hey, come on. Well, we're going here for a feature time tonight, folks. There's Icon Sim Sports feature here tonight for the Hometown Heroes. We've got a good field. 24 drivers getting set here to do battle at Cedar Lake here with a 410 winged sprint. Who's it going to be to pull this one off? It's interesting because you've got a lot of fast guys in the back lane back there in 15th. Chris Whipple back there, Moore Jr., you know, Stephen Goldner in 13th, Chapman in 12th. You've got a lot of guys going to have to come through the field. Ooh, it's going to be interesting.
I just got a message from Preston. It says thanks, Hein.
I told you. I tell you, the top 2 fast guys in practice, by the way, were Lane and Connor, and they're in the back here, so this should be real interesting with these fast cats in the back.
It will. Let's see what happens here as Pace Trucks in. We're getting set to green flag here tonight for the Icon Sim Sports feature. Green flag flies. We're racing up front already. They're beating and banging and tearing each other up. You got Steven Spees tried to sneak up on the middle lane there, get a good jump. 3 wide about the mid-pack, and that's kind of what I thought we was going to see. Just chaos in the middle.
Yeah, right now, while they were, when Roger was talking to Penny there, I went out on the track and just took some laps at that top side where you're going to want to be here early on.
Oh, we got cars around. Yellow's out. That's Dan McLaren, Brian Moore Sr. getting caught up with each other. Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay, see what happened to him. I was watching it kind of live right there. Looks like just one kind of ran up on. Oh, you got the little tires on the inside, and then they just got hooked up together. And next thing you know, it's a kind of accordion effect. Nothing you can do.
Oh, and the big loser in that is the guys that's early on in the race. Well, not a big loser, but they actually have the opportunity to jump in the pits, though, and get their fast repair and just get right back to it.
Aiden says got home fire training duty, ready to race the A Series. All right, Aiden. Well, we're about getting there, I tell you what. So get some practice in. We'll see you later on in the night. As right now we got our feature here, 410 wing sprints. Brian Moore Jr., Kyle Parker, Donovan Ross and company up front. As Kyle right now has he's had a better outing with these wing sprints than he has in the past tonight.
Yeah, and you know, and Kyle's good in anything he jumps in, so it's not a surprise that he's up there. I just don't know that before.
Oh, no, you might want to ask him about that 305. He might say,
well, yeah.
John, wait a minute.
But he gets stuff figured out pretty quick, but I don't know that he ran a lot of sprints before he started this, though.
No.
But as we turn back to green.
Yeah, he's the main man. That's what I'm saying. He's slowly but surely trying to figure out what it takes to get around with these sprints, because he has had a hard time in the Hometown Heroes when it comes to the 305s. But tonight's got it figured out, sitting there in third, looking very sharp. As he's got Donovan Ross right there. The problem is he's got Terry Landis beating down his back end down on the inside, going to put a slide job on him. He made it complete. Brian Moore Jr. way up top on that cushion. He's got Ross down low. We kind of go mid-pack here a little bit around the 8th place spot. You got Goldner, Daniel Vaught and company. Lane Snook's not been able to pull himself up there. He's in a battle with Steven Spees right now.
There's not really anywhere to go. They're side by side, and the top is just dominant. So I don't know that the bottom is going to make a whole lot of ground. So making passes is going to be difficult.
We've seen it all night long with just the way these guys are and how the times are. You just don't see anybody coming through the field like Gamebusters unless there's problem in front of them. It's just a tough place to pass. Everybody's dead heat even right now. A little contact right there with Joe Gerlach, and that brings Stephen Goldner all the way up to the front, all the way to the 6th place spot, puts Terry Landis all the way back. He gets a little shuffled back there to the 11. Daniel Vaught back in 9th. In the meantime, Moore out front, still leading this. He's got Ross down low, trying to see if he can't get that slider on the inside of him.
The guy on the move is Stephen Goldner. He is slicing and dicing. Oh, right as I say something,
Caution out. Yeah, that's Jeff Flero is around. Let's go to Malcolm Mills replay. Oh, just two cars come together, and Flero flares it off into the middle of the...
Hopefully.
And then there you kind of got
hopefully
involved.
Nick Vickery got a chance to get in the pits because his car was tracking down the track.
I saw, and that's who I was on there right before the caution flew. And I was about to say he was out there crab walking, so hopefully he was out. You know, like you said, and he still is right there. You can see the car. Look at that thing. He's That's what I say. The crab walk. He's kind of got that thing all kinds of weird.
Simultaneously, Josh Gerlach, though, coming out of 2, caught the wall and took both
there
him
he
and
goes.
Goldner out. Yeah.
So Vickery is going to get that thing on pit road if he can.
He might have trouble getting it into his
if he can get it in there straight.
Yep, not easy to do.
No, that thing is like wicked crooked.
No, he got her done.
All right, good deal. Well, Brian Moore Jr. still out front. Kyle Parker along with him. You got Blake Chapman right there sitting up there. Oh, you got some heavy hitter guys there. Lane Stuck and Chris Steele. It's just going to be heated up now.
Those two just made it out in time to not get lapped.
Wow.
Coming out of the pits.
What you got to do, heads up awareness on their end and the crew. Here we go. And Moore Jr. gets a good jump on the field. He gets a good start right there. Blake Chapman got one too, but Lane Snook jumps it up there into the third place. Kyle Parker moves back and forth. Terry Landis down low. They're 3 wide for around that spot.
Kyle really spun his tires on that restart and gave Lane a big opening, and Lane didn't hesitate. He went right after it. Now he's sitting top 3.
Once they open the door, you got to run right through it, and we've seen it time and time again. Top 3 all on the top side cushion. Terry Landis, lone man down there on the low line. You go back here around about the 8th, 9th place spot. That's Steven Spees, Chris Steele, Connor Ross and company. They got never mind, cars around. We just watched that one live. Next thing you know, we've got cars flipping and flying and hitting and banging, and wow, it's a traffic jam.
That one car just did a 360, like a forward roll. That was incredible. Landed on his feet.
We'll give him a 8.5 for that one.
Speaking of all that, Joe, next week we have a couple of special events. It's Seniors Night, and the retreads will be out. It'll be just a feature only. But we also have.
All right.
Yeah, and we have so the seniors will be out rolling, and then we have a demolition derby next week, Joe. So that should be
all right, man. I'll tell you what. I remember we did that one with the endurance when that one was fun. So that was kind of cool. Yeah.
Well, this is going to be an actual demolition derby, so it'll be even more intentional than it was last time.
Nice. That'll be fun. So we go from the slow old guys. I mean, the older guys to tearing up cars. What a night that's going to be. So, man, I made all the old guys mad, but anyway. So it'll be interesting. Folks, you don't want to miss that one. That one's going to be, we're just going to sit up here and scratch our head on that one like, wow, this is going to be crazy.
Well, we got the 305s in there that night, too, and I think we finish off with the 410s, so it should be a great night.
Going to be a good one. Here we go. We're getting set to go back green. Brian Moore Jr. out front. And I know he's got to be feeling it because it's not been many times he's been up front, but boy, he's got Snook right there. Almost tried to sneak on his back end. He put a huge slider. Here comes Terry Landis down low. Chapman up there high along with it. Chapman's got that M&M machine, but here comes Snook to the high lane, and Moore dropped down to the low line. I don't know why, because he was running high all this time, but I got to admit, I just don't think that was a good move.
Gonna not only cost him lead, gonna cost him second too here.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be fun to watch Blake and Lane here go toe to toe.
Yes, it will. Right along here with Tier, seeing what he sees out front. As you see the guys up there, they're still side by side. He is just pounding that wall down right now. Every time he goes up on the top side, I was talking about that earlier. You got Chris Whipple coming down the inside. He got Jack Daniels. Hope he's not drinking and driving.
Yeah, this battle from about 10th on back. We talk about a hornet's nest every week. These guys are they're knifing each other on the track.
Car around, Chris Steele. We saw it right there in the corner just a little bit. Looks like he just kind of maybe got clipped a little bit or lost it. We'll watch it right here on the Malcolm Mills replay. It was just chaos right there. And yeah, just a little bit of a bump going to the turn, and not too much damage on his end. He was able to get it going back straight. But doesn't take much with these cars once you're out front like that. And look who's out front. Lane Snook, I tell you, he missed the 305s earlier. He missed it, folks, by 2 positions. So that was an impressive run he's had. So here with the 410s, he's driving a little angry. He'd love to get it back in victory lane. But Blake Chapman, who won the 305s, he says he's the man when it comes to 410s. I'm going to see how well he can duke it out, like you just said, John, with a Snook up here. Does he have anything for that young man there? If he can get I think he's going to need some solid green flag runs, because these caution laps are going to kill him.
Well, right here is this restart. I cannot tell you how important this restart's going to be. Blake really needs to get a solid restart. With Lane being on the bottom, if Blake can get a solid restart and just hook that top round 1 and 2, he's going to have something for Lane coming off of 2 here.
We'll have to see what happens here. As always, Pace Trucks in. Here we go, Snook and company up front. And the leader's always going to get that one. I love the wheelies, man. Sometimes these guys do. But up top, Blake Chapman instantly goes back to the high side because he knows staying down low. And look at this, mayhem right behind them. They're 3 and 4 wide, down on the tires. We got cars around. And we see it back there. Steven Spees and company's around with Nicholas Vickery. So that was kind of just a chain reaction.
Yeah, you could see that building all the way down to the back straightaway. Those guys were pushing and shoving all the way down that back stretch.
Well, Kyle Parker out there says, trying to get used to my sim rig. Went from sitting at a desk. I'm curious, what kind of a sim rig did he get? Did he get him one of the Icons?
Yeah, he's got the same wheel that I do, and I've got to help him. And
what
actually,
kind of
I
wheel
think
you got?
I've got a Sim Experience GForce direct drive wheel.
Okay,
and,
all right, so y'all got money. I got you.
Yeah, if Kyle is watching, I've got to get with him, and actually, and his teammate Blau, they both got the same wheel and help them get it because there's like 1,000 settings on this wheel.
I tell you, did y'all hear about that? You know, I love talking about the advancements when it comes to sim racing and equipment because it's just a multitude and how far it's come. But the announcement today from Fanatic, they are bringing out a new direct drive wheel. And folks, this is going to be a hot seller. You know they have DD1 and the DD2, but obviously those are $1,200, $1,300 wheels. I talk about them all the time. They are bringing out a DD short, is what they call it. It's called a CSL, $350, 8 Newton meter style wheel, direct drive. That is huge. That is huge.
Could be a game changer.
Yeah, well, for the price, $350, you better believe that's going to be a game changer because that puts people being able to afford direct drive wheels and get in there. So, green flag back. I love talking about tech like that. Lane Snook gets out front. Kyle Parker. What's that?
Oh, they wadded him up here on the start, right past the start-finish line.
Let's go back on the replay here and watch just again. It didn't show me who it was who got involved, but we'll go back to the back right here and see quick. Run a Malcolm Mills replay here real quick as we're watching the replay. Everybody's kind of double file. I didn't see it come up because I didn't see the crash.
No, they just disappeared. It was Chris Schaefer and made contact with another driver. And
okay.
Yeah, they both went head on into the wall there.
If it ghosted, it won't show me then what happened. It's just kind of one of them things on it. But yeah, real quick, like I was saying, that was a huge announcement from Fanatic. You talk about the direct drives like what you have right there, and we've talked about that a multitude of times because we talk about the Icon Sim Sports rig and what they offer out there. So yeah, it's huge because that's going to get a lot of people in the price range of getting into direct drive then at $350 for a direct drive, and actually that's probably where I will jump on board with it then because that's huge.
Just jump in here too. Average age of this league is about 38 years old, but but Blake and Lane are both under 16, and they're pretty dominant guys.
And right now looking good, but Brian Moore Jr. hangs on to the second place spot. And for some reason, he has transferred down to that low line. Not sure why. Terry Landis crashing in the back. Looks like he's able to get into the pit lane, but not working out for Brian Moore on that low line. I still say stay up high right now. We've seen it time and time again. As Chapman had to work himself around Moore. Meantime, Snook's going to walk off. Most of your battling's going on back here around 5th and 6th, 7th place spot where McLaren, Ross, and Mateer, all those guys are side by side.
Yeah, they are going side by side all towards the back of the pack. It's pretty good racing back there. These guys are all racing like they're trying to get the win. It's really entertaining.
Back here around about 13th, 14th place. That's where you're talking about Flero, Vickery, Boydell. I mean, look at this. This is just huge. There they are beating and banging around about Baker and Steele and company.
Yep, that's your hornet's nest.
Love it, man, right now. And still a little beating and banging happening. As we're riding along with Goldner, he just can't get anything going back here because as soon as he gets a little bit, next thing he knows, he's got several other cars right there on top of him.
Yeah, those guys on the back, you have no idea how fun and frustrating all that is all at the same time. You just want
Well,
them
the
to
good
get out
news
of your
is
way.
there's a bunch of autism cars back there. Look at that, 4 of them.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, you just want them to get out of your way, but in the same token, you're having fun racing.
Absolutely. Good side-by-side dirt tracking it back there. In the meantime, Lane Snook, though, he's coming up on that pack of cars as we got green flags. So we're going to see what happens because, you know, I've always said this. You can't just expect those guys just to get up out of the way. They're racing for position. So here as a leader, a little contact back there, but here as a leader is when you have to have your heads up and be very patient coming through the field because Snook has a pretty good lead so far.
Yep, he's got one to go here, so I don't think they're going to play that big of a factor here.
Absolutely, and I'm sorry I had to move Jeff out because I don't know what in the world he's playing in the background right there. Checkered flag. Lane Snook's going to get it done. Blake Chapman is going to hang on to second. Kyle Partner is going to bring it home in third. What a race it was here tonight for the Icon Sim Sports 410 wing sprints here for the hometown heroes and race number 2.
Good racing there.
Yes, it was. It was all around. And I would have to say that was pretty good for Snook's part there because he okay. Who's moving Jeff up into the booth? He got to stay in the waiting room for right now. Anyways, back to what we're saying. We're going to get our top 3, Kyle Parker, Blake Chapman, and Lane Snook.
Yeah, it was a heck of a run by Lane. He came from the back to the front, and Kyle held serve, you know, for a guy that's still learning these things to a certain extent and learning a new wheel on top of it.
Oh, yeah.
That's an outstanding run for him tonight.
Yes, it was. Coming home here. All right, Jeff, I'm going to move you back to the waiting room. Thank you. Need to maybe think about locking this room. Anyways, let's get a word with the top 3 here. And waiting for Kyle to come up. Get a word in with him. There's Kyle. Tell you what, like you just said, it'd be interesting to see how Kyle pulls this off. Let's bring him up here and let y'all get a word with him.
Kyle Parker, you got a podium with a new wheel, huh?
Oh my God, yes. Not sure how that worked out.
Yeah, and I haven't even given you the settings I use yet, everything else. So we've got to set time aside to do that, but that's for another conversation. But how did the wheel feel for you?
Oh man, it's like going from like I don't even know how to phrase it. I guess going from like a rusty, beat up car to like a Ferrari.
Yep. God knows I've been there. It'll get better, trust me. And top 3 here. What you feel like kind of was your strengths here tonight on the track? What helped you get to that point?
Definitely the track state. I'm definitely when the throttle, you know, when it comes to play with the throttle control, when the track state goes away, that's when I definitely up my game. I think I got the throttle control down a lot. You know what I mean? And I went from sitting at a computer desk to my sim rig I was telling you I built, and that is going from like, it's insane because now my field of view is different. My feet are like I'm actually I'm sitting in a car and I'm not sitting at a computer desk. It's that I struggle in the 305, as you could see.
Yeah, I did the same. I went from the desk to the rig after the first of the year, so I totally can understand where you're coming from. The track, did you feel like it changed a lot? Did you have to adjust how you were driving a whole lot, or did it?
Yeah, I definitely noticed with that wheel, it feels a lot more realistic when the track was slicking off. So I'm like, man, I just got to try to hold this thing like as straight as possible. I don't want to flinch and I hit the wall because I'm telling you right now, there's a couple times like coming down the front stretch, so I'm like, I'm going to eat these tracker tires right here on turn 1. But it changed a lot, man. I heard you guys on the broadcast when I was racing. I'm not a sprint car guy, you know what I mean? I'm definitely more of the big body guy. Car, and the sprints are still definitely a learning factor. You know, sometimes I get lucky and I win a couple races and I get a couple top 3s or top 5s, but these aren't for me.
Well, you got one tonight. Who would you like to thank for getting you here?
Well, as always, I got to thank my teammates over at Spartan Racing, man. I couldn't do this without them guys. They make me better every single week. VMR reps, Dig Race Setups, Turn 5 Media, Kingsley Heating and AC, GForce for putting this all together, man. This is the best, I would say, the series division or whatever on all of iRacing, and you guys for trying your lick at broadcasting. You guys are doing pretty good.
All right, bud. Thank you. That's Kyle Parker finishing third tonight.
Absolutely. Kyle Parker coming in home here tonight, doing an outstanding job in those wing sprints. Like I said, sometimes he'll admit, hey, new wheel and everything. But we got the second place man here, Blake Chapman.
How's it going, Joe?
Hey, Blake, congratulations. One spot from the win here. You're rolling tonight. Your average finish here is looking pretty good.
Yeah, I hope I can continue that momentum into the Renegades race here. I know it's going to be tough running with those guys, but hoping I can get top 3 again.
For those who watch or are watching and don't get in the server there that much or get a chance to race these sprint cars much, how much did you change from what you did in the 305s here to the 360s?
Well, you're dealing with a lot more speed, so I had to put the wing farther back because coming off those corners, you get so loose, and I had to tighten the car up a lot. And these things are a different animal, man. Hopping into these from the 305s, the speed is just like crazy.
We haven't
in the heat, but
Yeah, we haven't done that yet where we've gone from the 305s right to the 410s. We've always had something else in between it, so you get a little reset. Tonight, you didn't get that reset. You did a real nice job adjusting to it and had a strong night. Is there anybody here you'd like to thank for your run here?
Steve's Custom Clubs, Flatline Racing Bodies, Mauer Farm Management, family. You guys are putting this on every week. Can't thank you enough.
Yeah, thank you. That's Blake Chapman, a runner-up here tonight.
Blake Chapman doing an outstanding. Like I said, he won the first race here tonight, coming home in second here. Well, this guy, he missed the whole show in the first one. Lane, you want to book your copy? He might not have got his mic fixed. Lane, there you go. I heard you.
Can you guys hear me?
I heard you. There we go, Lane. Well, you missed the first one, but man, you came through the field. Two positions off trying to get into the feature on that one, but you came out here in the 410s driving angry. How's it feel to put it in victory lane?
It was pretty good. On the first race, my computer updated and I wasn't able to make it back in the race. So then in this one, I qualified quick time and then got up the second right away in my heat race and got in a wreck. And then started in the B main. I don't know where I started, but worked my way up the third and started 15th in the feature and won it.
Oh, absolutely. You came through the fields bad, fast as usual, dominating the Cedar Lake here tonight in the 410s. Now, do you run in a Renegade?
Yep.
All right. So how you feeling about it?
Last Renegades race there was here, I won it, so I'm feeling pretty confident.
Well, I shouldn't have asked. I should have known that one right off the bat. But I tell you what, Lane, is always good to see you up here. Good to talk to you. Got anybody you want to thank for an awesome win tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Velocity Designs, Vanderbilt Racing, Brandon, Jesse, Golden, Noonan, Lacey, Fitzy, JP, Lacey, or I think I already said him. Dirt Doctor Trucking, Ballad.com, Powerhouse Motorsports, Wagner Brothers, you guys for the broadcast, the league for putting this stuff on, Universal Settlement Service, Decon Howard Associates, Keystone Alliance, KKP, Keystone Karting Products, Fox's Pizza Den, Mexico Ridge Beef Farm, Snoop Dogg Designs, and the Old Hatchery.
And the list goes on, and I tell you what, the wins keep stacking up. As always, Lane Snook, again, congratulations on that win. Well, guys, I tell you what a night it's been so far. 410s, we're not done because we got the Renegades coming up. For everybody out there, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It all starts with the right house. That's where we come in. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
people want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today, we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Cool-Ray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
From finding the perfect house to making it your home, we'll be with you every step of the way. Howard Hanna. Home happens here.
Introducing GForce TV. GForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GForce TV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GForce TV racing leagues. GForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GForce TV.
All right, welcome back, folks. Here we're back live, and I tell you what, we got the Renegades. These are kind of some of the fastest in the series here tonight. As we got practice right now, Gamblers Motorsports pre-race show. Roger and him's going to get a few drivers to get to talk to, and hey, what you got, Roger?
Well, Connor's doing that. I'm gonna. You go down and grab a couple of drivers. I'm just going to talk about the standings because the Renegades division is. It's really changed this season. We got a lot of young blood come in. Every year we have all the divisions. Roughly the top 5 from the B division would move up, and the bottom 5 would move down. Same with the C and the D division. So we've got some new names in here that haven't been running with the Renegades. And I'm just going to read the top names here. Like Blake Chapman is in first place with 367 points. Then Lane Snook, the two kids, he's got 357. Then Steven Fernberg. Fernberg's been in this division for a while, but he's running really super this season. Then John Short is up in 4th. He's always one of the top 10 drivers. Trent Verstraeten, there's another guy that's is just risen to the top. And Aiden Young, another guy. And then we get into some of the veterans: Kyle Moonen, John Hine, and Brian Moore Jr.'s up there. So, a lot of the bandy guys who have been very dominant are not up high in the standings yet. I'm sure they will get there, but it's been a real interesting season, and these guys are phenomenal drivers. And Connor, do you have a couple of drivers for us here?
Yeah, I grabbed John Short and Mike Cranmer. I'll bring them up into the broadcast room. Should we do them both? All right.
Grab John first.
All right. Roger, do you want to do this one? I'll take care of Mike.
Okay, Shorty, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How we going?
Not too bad. So we're just noting here the kids are taking over this year with Blake Chapman, Lane Snook, a few of the other newer drivers. Fernberg's up at the top, Verstraeten's up there, but you're up in 4th place. So it's been a pretty good season for you. You got a victory under your belt. So tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, in Renegades, we got started off with a victory at Lernersville, and then got a couple podiums the last 2 weeks. Just started off good position, held them, but I had a couple bad weeks there at Fairbury. We were going to probably be in a podium spot there as well, and had ended up driver error and put her in the fence. And Charlotte just had connection issues, so finished last there. So unfortunately, those are a couple bad points nights. We'll hope end up with the drop weeks at the end of the season. Hopefully we'll be up there fighting for the top spot. But Lane and Blake are pretty tough to beat right now. They're both running pretty good, and those young guys got those quick twitch motors going on, and they know what they're doing. So it's gonna be tough.
Yeah. It's going to be tough. It's going to be interesting, too, because a lot of the bandy boys are not right up in the top 5 other than Lane, and we know they're coming. So they always put on a great performance. But I know you build, as a teammate, you build wicked setups. Have you got a real hot one for tonight?
We did a little tweak. I just couldn't get on very early, so I only did a little bit of tweaking on the feature setup, but hopefully it'll be a little bit better. I think we were running top 5 here last time until another mistake and cost some pretty good positions there at the end of the season last year. So I think we'll have a good shot at another top 5 or so, but yeah, hopefully we can stick with the bandy guys and give them a run for their money.
Well, looking forward to another great night. You've been running really hot this season, and also maybe a lot of people don't realize, big shout out to your VP of competition, and you put in hours and hours and hours of work, and it's just so much appreciated. And thanks for everything you do for the league too, buddy.
Be glad to be a part of it. Thanks.
Good luck. Now it's John Short. Okay, Connor. We got Mike Cranmer, one of my retread buddies in here.
How's everybody tonight?
Doing good. Connor, you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Did you want to talk to Mike here?
Yeah, I seen that Mike we ran the 305s. Mike, did you run the 410s?
No, I did not. That's a lot of car for me, so I'm fairly new to iRacing, and 410s are just a little bit much for me at this point.
I mean, 410s are actually pretty hard on a night, but going from a 305 where there's not a lot of horsepower to a 410 where there's a lot of horsepower, it's tricky. But are you running the 360s here tonight?
I certainly am. In here running with my son and a lot of other good drivers here. Enjoy running with a lot of these guys and my teammates from coast to coast, and then those guys from Kreitz. They're all good drivers, and enjoy running with them.
Now, running against your son, will you be a bit more elbows up when you get near him, or will you maybe take it a bit easy?
Yeah, I have a hard time getting near him, but I will tell you, when I get near him, I will be elbows up. We've been kind of running a little bit here and there together, but not a whole lot, so I'll be elbows up, make sure I can get around him.
See, I always love to hear that you're going to be elbows up, because I know if I race against my dad, I'm going to be giving him the bumper and everything. How do you think you're going to manage it? I mean, we've seen a super slick track in the 410s and then pretty slick track in the 305s. I mean, I'm pretty sure this track's going to slick an awful lot. Do you like the slick?
Yeah, I've gotten pretty used to running Cedar Lake here. It's a good track, and I've done pretty good up high. It's pretty fast up there, but later in the race, the bottom starts to come in a little bit there, and I've run down there, and I've had some success down there. So just depends where everybody else runs. Sometimes you can just get down low and stay out of some of that traffic and stay out of the wrecks.
Yeah, well, like what you just said, the inside is at your money line basically. In the last two races when I've raced, I've seen that inside. There was a lot of tack to it, which I was surprised because I thought guys would venture off. So you're going to see Mike down there on that inside if he can.
Yeah, and I just want to give a big shout out to Mike. Mike's, he's my racing partner on Sunday nights in the Skippies. We're the Red Duck Racing team. And Mike had just in a few seasons started out in the Deed Rustlers division, moved up to the Raiders division. Now he's in the Rebels division and has earned a right to transfer to this division for the night. So he's just been improving immensely, and can't hardly keep up with them anymore. But good luck out there, Mike. I'm going to be pulling for you, buddy. So good luck.
All right, and I hope everybody has a good race, and appreciate the event for the autism, supporting the folks that help with autism and for that cause.
That's for sure. Thanks a lot, Mike.
Good luck, Mike.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, I tell you, an awesome night so far, and good to hear from a lot of the drivers out there. Whew, what do you think we're going to see in this one?
Well, it's going to be these guys put on a phenomenal race. Monday night they were out there and they were running. They literally 4 and 5 wide. I mean, these guys they have amazing skills, and like I say, we've got some new names up at the top in the standings here. So it's really, really getting super competitive. But yes, tons of talent here, and should be a great night of racing.
How is it Mike Cranmer, Preston's dad? Is that his dad, Preston's dad?
Yeah, that's Preston's dad. So we've had the whole family. We've had Preston and his daughter-in-law Penny Lee. So we've had everybody on. I gotta say, man, he has a stronger Southern accent than what I hear from Preston. That's that Virginia, that Alet accent, I guess you could call it. But Mike is just a great guy. I love him. He's just a phenomenal guy to race with, and just a great guy. Haven't met him personally, but I can't wait. I hope that happens this summer. No doubt. Well, I'll tell you what, like you said, comes in coming out here, like to see the family members coming out racing each other. I know we've got several other ones out here that get it done. So far, these guys right now, in the middle of a little bit of practice here. We're in our Gambler Motorsports pre-race show, and go check out Gambler Motorsports there on Facebook, as they are a prestigious race team that runs asphalt, oval, dirt, and the endurance stuff here on iRacing. So give them a like and a follow over on Facebook, as we're going to get set to turn this thing over here to our qualifying session here soon. Yeah, I just gave them the heads up. While we're waiting for qualifying to start, I already mentioned, next week is seniors night, and we'll have the retreads. We had a number of them out here on the track tonight, including 78-year-old Jim Bowie. So it's great to see, and a great bunch of guys to run with. But and we have that demolition derby. But the following week, Joe, is ladies' night, and we're going to have a ladies' race, and so it'll all be posted on GForceRL.com. But we're starting up a separate league for all the drivers to get their wives signed up, and we're looking for that to be a great event. We'll be running 305 sprints. We might back down the power a bit just because they're new to running these cars, and we want to give them a bit of a break because they are difficult to run. But it should be a great event, and it should be a fun night for everybody. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like I said, got a lot of stuff that's going to be heads up here for Hometown Heroes. And going to be interesting next week. Just real quick, how's the demolition derby going to work? So we ran a trial and it worked really well. So what we do is we'll let as many cars on the track as we can get. I think up to 60. I'm thinking it'll probably be 30 to 40. We will do a pace lap, and then we'll let them race one lap around the track, and after that, the back stretch is shut down. So if you look at this track at Cedar Lake while you're watching the video right now, you'll see there's all sorts of paths going through the infield, and so there's all sorts of ways they can go. So we'll shut off the back straight. When we get down to about 20 cars, we'll shut off those back entrance paths. So it'll just be the front from turn 1 to turn 4 to turn 1 type thing. When we get down to 10 cars, we'll be telling them to stay in front of that yellow wall. So and they can't be sitting, hiding. They have to keep moving. And we may have we will have some iRacing credits for prizes, and we might give out 2. One for the last survivor, and another for the one who can accumulate the most incidents. So whoever was the most aggressive out there and could last. But when we had the trial, there were some really good strategies. I'm not going to give them away, but there are some secrets to this that can really improve your longevity and keep your car going. But it should be good. Guys are running up over that the podium ramp up there. They're going up there and getting some acceleration. The nail guys. It's all pretty fun. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see next week. Can't wait to get a load of that one. Well, we got to get through this one here as we're in the VMR Wraps qualifying session here tonight. You want to look good on this track here, or just look good in iRacing in general, check out VMR Wraps on Facebook. They will get you set up right now. Steven Fernberg, the man with the quick time up top. And I know John mentioned earlier about lap times, how close they would be to the 410s. Remember, the 410s were fixed setup. These are open style setups, even though they're 360s. You can see how close they are to those lap times due to the fact of them being an open style setup. The guys are able to make their own. Along with that, we see the lap times. We're getting into our heat race number 1, A&J Custom Creations, and can't say enough about Andy Patton and the work he puts out with his trophies, plaques, and all his other products that he's got going on with A&J Custom Creations. Definitely check out their work and give them a like over on Facebook, and also look them up on GForceRL.com. As we got our heat race 1 here for the Renegades. Who we got out here tonight? On the pole, we have Aiden Young and 3-time back-to-back champion Steve Goldner. Row 2, we have the guy that was in the booth. He's all suited up, strapped in, John Hine. And on the outside, Steve Fernberg. Row 3, we talked to him, John Short. And on his outside, very cool to see Barry Goldner, and behind him, Mike Cramner. A couple of senior guys and a couple of guys that run in the Rebels division and have earned their spot to transfer for tonight. And Matt Croakey did not grid up. Yeah, it looks like a Matt Croakey right there. Like I said, not gridding up here for this one. We'll see if he'll run the numbers tonight. As so far, Aiden Young, Stephen Goldner and company there, John Hine, I always say, with the Crew Shop FW machine. Hope he brought his speedboat here tonight. See if he's able to run up through. Stephen Fernberg actually putting it on the top quick time pole here. So we'll see how he fares in this first heat race. Connor, what you think we're going to see in this one?
I think you guys are going to see a lot. It's pretty tacky. So you guys are going to see guys work in the middle, the bottom lines. And I don't think you'll see sliders this early. It's going to be tough to tell in the first tee. It's going to be the inside just because of how tacky it is. And that's just the fastest line when it is tacky. I guarantee John Short will go high. Yeah, we're going to try and see what we got. Here we go. Green flag's about to fly. Heat race 1, A&J Custom Creations. We're going here out front. You already got Aiden Young, Stephen Goldner. We know that guy loves a high lane here, and he's already tackling the top side of that cushion, trying to push it up just a little bit. Here comes John Hine, though, threading it. They're battling for the lead. They're side by side. You've got Goldner there, almost contact between them. Hine's going to be able to capitalize on it. He's going to go to the inside. He's going to take second place away. Stephen Goldner falls back to the third place. He's got Fernberg all up underneath him. Fernberg gets out of shape out of the turn. Goldner's going to be doing what John Hine was just doing, watching and going to capitalize on a mistake, and that's exactly what Hine did, and that's exactly what Goldner's doing. Hine missed the corner there a bit, and he shot off the track, and Goldner just snuck low, but Hine might have forgot to put fuel in the car. Hine, yeah, unfortunately, is heading off into pit lane, so just an unfortunate set of circumstances. He's going to have to run
Huge number here tonight for that one. So hate that on his end. John Short up to third. Fernberg right there hanging on to fourth. He's got Fernberg right there all on the backside of his tail tank. We'll see if he can't take away that third place spot. In the meantime, Mike Cranmer is hoping maybe they'll get tangled up with each other and he can sneak in a fourth place spot.
Good battle for third and fourth right now between Fernberg and Short.
Oh, it is. Look at this. Coming out of the turn. White flag's out. One more time for Aiden Young. You got Stephen Goldner there, but look out. Out of four. And Fernberg's going to hang on to the fourth place spot as Aiden Young's going to take NJ Custom Creations Heat Race number 1. That was a good solid run there. And unfortunately on John Hine, just a miscalculation. I talk about mental mistakes week in and week out. They can kill you on racing, and pit stops is usually the number 1 killer of them on all of it. That brings us to Howard Hanna Real Estate Heat Race number 2. Now, number 1 family-owned and operated independent broker in the U.S., Scott Herwood and Company will get you set up. Anything you want to do with real estate, commercial or residential, they're the place to go. Howard Hanna Real Estate. Who we got on the grid here tonight?
On the pole, we have the Iron Man from Hamilton, Ontario, G.J. Boydell. On his outside, we have Brian Moore Jr. Row 2 sees Steven Spees and the kid, the mayor of Cedar Lake, Lane Snook on the outside. Row 3, Jeffrey Barker from Brewerton, New York, and Nathan Aldrich from New York State as well. And then we have Jordan Eder. I'm not sure if he is gridded or not.
It didn't look like it. Didn't look like it. Nope.
No,
Eder's
Jordan.
not.
He's. I think he's snuck in here. He's not a member. He's not a member of the Renegades division, so he probably got in and got told to leave.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, either way. We know Roger. Well, we know where Roger's at. He's right here with us. So,
yeah, I'm
Roger,
safe.
what are you doing in there, Roger?
I was. I had some technical problems last session in the watch mode, so I actually entered the session to make sure I wouldn't get booted out.
I got you. Okay. Well, here we go. G.J. Boydell up front. Brian Moore along with it. Steven Speeds there. Our heat race number 2. Howard Hanna Real Estate here coming on board. These here, the 360s, but yet they are the Renegade Series. You will see these guys on Monday nights run. This is one of the top series here in the GForce Racing League. Go to GForceRL.com, get all the information you can about what the Renegade Series is and so forth. But it is the 360s. These are open style sets, so that means they do their own sets, as opposed to all the sets earlier tonight was iRacing fixed setups, even though it was 410 and 305s. Here we go. Side by side, G.J. Boydell out front. Let's see if he can get this thing in victory lane. Green flag flies. We're racing.
Lane Snook is going to attack that high side. He's going to follow the attack, and Lane is one of the best at doing that.
I'll tell you what, Lane Snook is one of the best here at Cedar Lake. I tell you, that kid has just owned this place, and it's wild. But right there's not a way to do it. He just got into contact between him and looked like G.J. Boydell, and Snook is now in trouble in 6th place. Boy, I tell you what, this snuck out and bit him in the 305s earlier. But now he has got another, actually in the 410s earlier, and he had to run through the consolation to make his way into the feature. And it looks like unless he can get back over to that 4th place spot where Nathan Aldridge is, he's going to have to do it again.
Yeah, he had the same problems in the last. I was in that heat race, and I mean, me and him were in the B, and we started in the back, and he won. But it looks like he's maybe catching the guy in 5th.
He is. He's right there. We're riding along with him here. He's at that velocity machine looking pretty good. He's in 6th place, Lane Snook is, and he's trying to run down Barker. He's got time to get it done, but he's going to have to start moving and moving fast if he wants to get up there to that 4th place spot where Nathan Aldridge is. He can see it, but sometimes seeing it and getting it done is two different things because they're just so dead even on this track right now.
Brian Moore Jr. is out in control on this heat race.
Yeah, out front looking good so far. Like I said, white flag one more time. Steven Spees right there in line. G.J. Boydell hanging on to 3rd. Aldridge, for the moment, is hanging into the 4th place, and he's going to hold on to it. Snook's going to have to run the numbers like we talked about. Jeffrey Barker there. That puts us into our heat race number 3, coast-to-coast racing team, and they are coast-to-coast from USA to Canada. They've been here since the inception of GForce Racing League. And definitely check those guys out, the Coast to Coast Racing Team. That's our heat race number 3. Who we got out here on the grid?
For heat number 3, we've got one of the original members from Quebec, province of Quebec, Maxime Langevin. And on the outside, Preston Cranmer. Row 2 has Texas Tornado Tom Taylor, and we've seen him in victory lane already tonight, Blake Chapman, and he's leading this division. Row 3, Dan Vaught and Terry Landis, as I said, the original champion of this division, and Jeff Flero starting in 7th.
So that'll be a good one here as we're getting set to go green flag. As Langevin out front. That's Preston Cranmer going to sit there in 2nd. Tom Taylor's up in there 3rd. Chapman's there in 4th, like you said. So getting set to roll off the start here. Heat race number 3.
We got a few good runners here. Well, we got Chapman and Preston's always there, and Max Langevin has always been a consistent front runner, so it should be a good heat.
Yes, it will. Spacey trucks will pull them around. Heat race number 3 about to be underway.
I have a feeling Terry Landis is going to gain a few spots here. I don't know. I just have a feeling that Landis is going to... I'm going to say he's going to finish 3rd.
Okay, that's good. It's a good prediction there. So we'll see what happens as we're getting set. Green flag's about to fly. Pace truck's in. Here we go. Cranmer, Langevin out front. You get a good jump right there with Chapman along with Taylor. And you see Landis, though, trying to get up in that 5th place spot. Here comes Flero in the mix. We got a car in the wall. That's Preston Cranmer.
And Cranmer looks like maybe he has some rear end damage from that. I mean, nope, he looks pretty... From up in the blimp view, he looks fine, but that battle is going to be shaping up for the lead here. The Chapman running down Maxime.
The Chapman right there on the high side. You've got Langevin right there on the low line, kind of middle of the track. You got Chapman still up there. He's brought out the Skittlemobile back in this one, looking good. He's going to shot that thing to the top side on the cushion, and he's going to make that pass, drag race out to the backside. So far, he's got it. He's probably going to clear him out of 4.
There were 2 good battles going on there, one for the lead and one for the final transfer spot. So watch out for Daniel Vaught. Maybe he can sneak up. They were side by side for a few laps, but going back to that battle for first, Chapman still leading the way over Maxime.
He does, man. Chapman out front, Langevin right there in 2nd. Landis holding on to a solid 3rd for the moment. Battle's on for the transfer. You just said that's Tom Taylor, Daniel Vaught right there. As we're getting set here, getting a little bit closer to our white flag. So that transfer spot's heating up with Vaught and Taylor.
Daniel's looking for that slider. He's hesitating right now, I think, and you might see a big slider coming.
He's going to have to do something as the white flag's out. He's going to have 2 more turns around. Is he going to be able to put it coming out of 4? No, the high line's going to prevail. Tom Taylor's going to hang on to the 4th place, but Chapman's going to pull it off, winning it here tonight, our heat race number 3.
That was one of the best heat races we've seen tonight.
It was good side-by-side battling right there. Whew, I tell you, Renegade guys doing a good job here. That's going to pull us over to
B Main.
Put us B Main, SBGC 3D Printing, and check those guys out at sbgc3d.com. It's Tom Taylor and company. We just saw him get into the feature. He does some outstanding work with the 3D printing there, as we'll see here later on in some of the videos. But who do we got in the B Main here tonight?
And in the B Main, on the pole, my buddy Mike Cranmer, and on his outside, Jeff Barker. Row 2 has Gambler Motorsports, Daniel Vaught, and John Hine. And row 3, Lane Snook in another consolation race with Jeff Flero, and then Barry Goldner, and Preston Cranmer. Now, he's got some pressure on him because Dad is on the pole, so he doesn't want to have to eat crow all week. So we'll see what happens here.
All right, here we go. See what Mike can do out front. Can Lane bounce back and get it? Should be the top. Or is everybody going to make it?
They're taking 11.
Yeah, everybody will make it tonight.
Everybody gonna make it. All right. So okay. I was going to say, what's Lane got to do to get in it? But I guess sometimes it's better to be a little lucky than good. As that's twice now tonight. He's kind of luck of the draw to get into the feature.
This is actually a pretty stacked B main.
It is. You got a lot of great guys out here, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Who we got?
We got Hine and Snook. I mean, those are the two guys to watch in this one for sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully Hine has enough fuel this time.
I think he just threw in the qualifying setup. I think he forgot to change it because he ran out second or third lap, and you don't see that much of a miss fuel calculation. That's usually just from leaving the Q set instead of changing it to your heat.
We'll have to get on to him next week when he's in the booth. Say, hey, forgetful thinking there. With we got the old timers next week or something like that.
That's right. Sign of old age, buddy. Sign of old age.
There we go. As the green flag flies, we got Barker out front, Cranmer right there along with it. Boy, look at this 3-wide battle happening for about third place. Preston Cranmer, though, man, moving it up into fifth place right off the bat. Snook right there hanging on with him in third. John Hine hanging on to second. Looks like he does got enough fuel in the tank for it this time to make it around. He's down low, going to try to get Jeffrey Barker all he can handle and see if he can't sneak up there and take that spot away from him.
He wanted the lead there, but he has to be careful now as Snook's closed in a lot as Barker's pulled away a bit now.
Absolutely, looking very, very solid and stout out front between all these guys right now. It's a good run. John Hines there along with it. We'll see what happens.
They've caught Barker.
Like you said, Preston felt the pressure right off the bat. He was moving.
Right now, you see Jeffrey Barker, though, hanging on to the top side. Hine right there in second. Boy, he's got Lane Snook breathing out a tail tank of him, though. Going to see if he can't take it long. But those top three guys are up there on that cushion just storming around this track at Cedar Lake.
They are definitely high, wide, and handsome right now.
Whew, yeah, they're up there flirting with disaster. One little false move, you hit that wall, you're one and done here. You see Snook right here, we're riding with him. He is all over the back end of Hine. Looks to the inside, 3 wide for the lead coming out of the turn.
This is an amazing battle for the lead here.
Yeah, good run so far. John's been able to hold him off. He looks to the inside, going to put a slide job. It's going to crisscross move by Jeffrey Barker. He looks there. He makes it. I call that the do-si-do roundabout. Got up into the wall, lost momentum. Snook's going to take third. Barker's going to fall all the way back and wrecking. With a checkered flag coming out, it's a battle to the line. Snook took it. Wow, are you kidding me? That was a race right there.
Snook was smart. He gave himself a few seconds and regrouped, and he was able to outsmart Hine there.
All-out warfare on the track here tonight. That puts us in our Icon Sim Sports intermission here, folks. And as we say, Icon Sim Sports, they put Icon right there in the front of Sim Sports because they make some iconic style chassis. They'll build that thing for you and make you feel like you're in a real race car. So check them out at iconsimsports.com. As always, we're racing at the GForce Racing League. Go to GForceRL.com for all your information and everything you need to know about the GForce Racing League. And Justy Sick iRacing Photo of the Week, that'd be Kyle Parker. Appreciate Justy Sick iRacing Photos coming on board. And we're live tonight here on the GForce Esports on YouTube, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday nights. Get those likes and shares. Appreciate everybody tuning in. So far, it has been a outstanding night of racing as we're going to get here with the 410 wing sprints, guys. What do you think we're going to see here in this feature?
That should be great. Do you have that video, Joe, that we're going to play?
Let's go. We have got, that's right, folks. Let's step away real quick. We got a special video we want to play here, and it's a tribute to the autism awareness that we're doing. So listen to this, and we'll be right back, folks.
As some of you may know, April is Autism Awareness Month. What a lot of you probably do not know is that 3 months ago I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, which is an autism spectrum disorder. In light of those two things, I felt that it was very important for me to make a video about autism awareness. Now, I typically don't like awareness videos because I never feel like they give the information that is really necessary for bringing the actual awareness. So I'm going to try to not present this video in the same way as your average awareness video. I'm not going to be giving you facts or statistics. I simply have 10 things that I want to share with you. 5 things that we wish you knew and understood about us, and 5 tips on how to care for someone with an autism spectrum disorder. First, I want to talk about the things that we wish you knew about us. Number 1, we're different. You can't compare us to other people or think about us the same way you would think about everyone else. Because autism spectrum disorders are neurological, we might look totally normal on the outside, when in fact we think and behave very differently than most normal people. Number 2, we're not disabled. Sure, there are lots of things that can make it difficult for us to function on a day-to-day basis, but that doesn't mean we're not capable of living our own lives. Number 3, we don't always react appropriately. Usually, people with autism spectrum disorders have a hard time processing and understanding societal norms, especially in terms of social interaction. It doesn't mean that we're immature or that we don't care, it just means that sometimes we don't know how we're supposed to act or respond. Number 4, we don't usually understand emotion. Oftentimes, we won't react appropriately simply because we don't understand the emotion in that given situation. Again, it doesn't mean that we don't care, it's just hard for us to know how to react. And number 5, we're not broken. We don't need fixing, we don't need some kind of solution, and we certainly don't need a cure. We need people to love and accept us, and we need them to understand that this is who we are. Those were kind of the top 5 that are really important for me, and now I'd really like to share with you my 5 tips on how to care for someone on the autism spectrum. Number 1, be patient. Sometimes it can take us a lot longer to answer questions and do tasks, simply because we're thinking about it in a lot more detail than most people normally would. A lot of the time for people with autism spectrum disorders, especially people with Asperger's syndrome, it can almost feel as if we're speaking in a second language when we're talking to other people. We need a certain level of grace so that when we make mistakes, which we will, we don't have to be afraid that you're going to be upset with us. Number 2, listen. Most of the time, we say exactly what we mean to say, and we mean exactly what we say. We need people to listen to what we're trying to say, and to not assume that we might be implying something other than what we are saying. Number 3, try to avoid sudden, unexpected change. Sudden change can make us very anxious and nervous. In those situations, we don't know what to do because we haven't mentally prepared for them yet. Number 4, ask very detailed questions about things that we are interested in. For example, if somebody really loves airplanes, then you can ask them what is the biggest airplane that was ever made. Having very detailed questions about things we understand helps us to know where the conversation is going and makes it comfortable for us when talking to you. Number 5, please don't get frustrated with us if we don't look at you or make eye contact. We most likely are giving you our full attention. We just tend to not look at people who we're talking to because it helps us to concentrate on what we're hearing and saying. And the last thing that I want to share with you is that if you meet someone with an autism spectrum disorder, then you have met one person with an autism spectrum disorder. Autism spectrum disorders are very diverse and they affect people in many different ways. For example, one person might absolutely love surprises, while the other person is absolutely terrified of surprises. The 10 things that I talked about in this video are very informative and they apply to lots of people on the autism spectrum. But you have to remember that this is not an exhaustive list and it is not one-size-fits-all information. If somebody that you know has an autism spectrum disorder, I highly encourage you to do your research, to talk to them, to find out what makes them the way that they are, and what you can do to help them feel more comfortable interacting with you. Because I think I can speak for a lot of us when I say we really just want to be understood. And I think that that's what autism awareness is all about. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this video has helped you understand a little bit more about those of us with autism spectrum disorders. Bye!
right, welcome back, folks. Hope you enjoyed that. A little bit of talk and give some insights and info on the autism and actually, why we're doing autism awareness here tonight. And so some key things. So great video out there. Appreciate you guys. As we're getting set to grid them up here for the Icon Sim Sports tonight. And this is the Renegade Series here. So these are the big boys here that run on Monday nights here for the GForce Racing League. As Aiden Young out front. And I know Connor up here is chewing at the bit. Wants to pick who he thinks is going to be the man pull this thing off here tonight.
Yeah, we'll let you go first, Connor.
I'm going Stephen Goldner.
Well, I know who Joe's going to go for, so I'm going to go with my teammate John Shorty. See if Shorty can pull this one off.
I'm going to just go with Old Faithful, Lane Snook, but I hope I just didn't jinx him because usually that's what happens. We just jinxed all three of those guys.
Yeah, we did.
But I usually always say it's whoever finishes first. Green flag flies. We're racing here tonight as Aiden Young, though, don't count him out. He's definitely bad fast. Blake Chapman there, he got it done earlier on. We got a big crash in the back. Steven Spees around, no caution yet.
Everyone was able to keep it going. Well, they're still wrecking down the front stretch.
Still, yeah. Terry Landis is around on that one, and that one actually. I'm gonna tell you what. I am surprised that was not a caution.
Yeah, I'm surprised too, especially with the leaders.
Let's first off, let's go. I know there's no caution, but let's go on the first one here with Terry Landis on a Malcolm Mills replay. Boy, I am dead surprised. You know what? I don't know. I shouldn't be because I've seen wilder things on iRacing. Now that one right there, I could probably see why that one wasn't, but then right afterwards, I do not understand how that was not a caution thrown.
They stopped right on the track.
They stopped on the track. Daniel Waltz around, and they are still going on. But wow, either way, we're back live here, and out front, Aiden Young, right along with it. Stephen Goldner there trying to battle it for the second place spot. You got Brian Moore Jr. there, so that is a tough group of guys racing it out there side by side. Langevin in with it. Boydell's right there. Fernberg in the mix. They are 3 wide, chomping at the bit around about that 4th place spot.
It's definitely go time. They're acting like it's go time.
It is. Oh, I tell you what, look how John Hine back there caught in the middle with Lane Snook. There's just nothing they can do. They're in the middle of a pack. They just can't get anything done coming towards the front right now. You see John back in 9, Snook back in 13. Jeffrey Barker's around. He asked a question here. Did somebody forget to put the caution? There's the caution, finally. Fixing to say. Let's go back here on the Malcolm Mills replay, Jeffrey Barker, and watch this one because I was fixing to say, did somebody forget to put the cautions on? And
I think you're just trying to pull him to the infield.
Okay, so what's the caution for?
I think it was just that.
But that
there had to have been something to lead up.
Maybe it's from the first one.
Yeah, there we go. Let me clarify for you out there, folks. Now, obviously, iRacing would not have thrown a caution for this right here that you're about to see. They should have thrown one for that one at the first. But the admins do have control of throwing that. So maybe we're making up for that first one there that we talked about earlier. Because definitely that first one shouldn't be.
Before that caution came out, there were 3 racing groups that guys were using, and they were pretty fast. So I think Aiden Young is ripping the high side. So is Goldner, but Brian Moore Jr. was also looking maybe that middle high side. Skittles man Chapman was also along the inside. So we're going back green here. So.
All right, Aiden Young right there with Stephen Goldner. Green flag, we're back at it again, so we'll see what happens here on this restart. Aiden's been the man up front so far.
He definitely, he pulled away from them initial green, but Goldner's definitely hot on his tail.
Goldner loves that high side, man.
They both, so Aiden Young loves that high side too, so somebody's going to have to make a move.
Yeah, something's got to give. Like you said, we're right along with Goldner right here to see if he can move in. I think it's the first one that makes the mistake up front. But then again, Goldner might try to do a slingshot down on the inside. Here he goes, slide job. Is he going to be able to keep the momentum? He was able to hold on to momentum. The problem is the yellow flag's out now.
Will he have to give that spot back?
Yeah, will he have to give that spot back? Let's go back on the Malcolm Mills replay. John Short's involved with that one. Boydell was involved with it. John's up there on that top side in that red machine. Looks like him and Boydell might have just got together. Boom, just hard into the wall. Wow, what a crash right there. And yeah, so we'll see. And it looks like, yep, Goldner's got to give the spot back to Aiden Young. So, wow, all that work to get around him just to give it back. And I've always said, oh, that's frustrating. That's crazy. Wow.
But that is the way sprint car racing, Joe, is two things. Is one, caution laps do not count at the local track,
right?
But the other one, and they always go back to the previous lap. When they pass the so.
They don't have them timing lines like they do like in NASCAR or something.
No.
So, yeah, that makes sense to go back.
That's frustrating, boy, to lose that.
Oh, yeah, I imagine it would be because, Stephen Goldner made a beautiful move, made a slide job, and even though he did lose the momentum that you'll see a lot of times with a slide job like he did, and usually that's when you see that crisscross come back over, he actually held off the crisscross thereof and the other slide job by Aiden Young. So he had it beautifully set up. Now he's got to do it all over again and work himself back up. In the meantime, he's got Brian Moore Jr., Langevin right there, Stephen Fernberg, Blake Chapman. So we'll have to see what happens up front. He is on the back end. Here comes Brian Moore Jr., three wide. Wow.
Aiden Young moved down. He's running that middle there and sliding up, and Goldner's getting a lot of momentum. So you might see a slider coming off the exit right now.
Yeah. And see, I think what he's doing is he's making sure that Goldner does not use a slider line himself, making him stay up high here. He's getting that momentum coming off the turn and bumping him going down the back stretch or front stretch, but he just cannot make it complete. There it is. Crisscross move again. Beautiful. I love that. I call it do-si-do.
Aiden Young is making it super hard. Oh, he messed
up that time. Yeah, he messed up right there and left the outside lane wide open. Was not able to get up there in time to block it. Now it's just pretty much been long gone for Stephen Goldner. As once he gets up top, don't look now. Fourth place. Here comes Snook. He gets up there. He's going to see what he can do. He's running the top side. He's going to have to deal with Brian Moore. He falls back down on the inside. Slide job move on Moore. He was able to get it complete for a moment. Nope, still side by side with him. Is he going to get it? He's going to take two for one.
Two of them. Jeez. Aiden Young's got to go on the offense here now.
Man, yeah, it almost got up into Snook as Snook takes it around. Wow. Here we go. This is a battle's on. Snook is trying to run down Goldner. Does he got enough time to get it done? Meantime, you got a battle happening back here around about 5th and 6th place spots. You got Langevin, Fernberg, and Chapman. They got a good battle happening as Flaro's around car show.
Here we go now. We got the Bandy boys,
Steve
Goldner and Lane Snook, and running 1-2. And this is what Lane was looking for, was a caution.
Here. Yeah, watching this replay. Malcolm Mills, just two contact between the two right there. Ouch. And then Flaro was able to keep going. So now back on to what you were talking about right there. This will be interesting because now this is probably what Goldner did not want to see. It gives Snook a chance to be on his back bumper.
Yes, this is Snook finally caught a break tonight.
Yeah.
Now, what he would love to see is Brian Moore or Aiden Young get up there and battle with Snook and give him a hard time so that way it slow his momentum down. So we'll just have to see, but you got some of the best up here right now about to do battle here for the Renegade Series and the Hometown Heroes. Oh,
this is a two-man showdown now.
Yeah,
these two boys, they're top runners, and it's going to be good. They're good. See if
Lane has
beat his coach Brandon Schultz, and that was a big night for him. But I don't know if he's ever beaten Steven. So this would be a big thing if Lane could beat Steven here. So he'll be going for it.
There you go. We're getting set green flag here. Old versus young up front. That's what Goldner wanted to do, and that's what he's allowed to do as a leader. Get a good jump out front. Get as far away as he can with Snook, and he wants to see Brian Moore down low there and harass Snook just a little bit and see what happens. But you see Lane Snook's up high. Still, those guys right there holding that top side as Goldner got a good shot out there in the front. Mike Kramer's around in the back, unfortunately.
Goldner's definitely pulling away, but Snook is closing in
We'll have to see. He's got time to do it. Meantime, Blake Chapman back in 7th place right there with Langevin. They've got a good battle going on about mid-pack with Fernberg and company. Brian Moore Jr. there with Aiden Young. They got a good battle because the top two kind of just setting sail with the rest of the field.
Goldner's going to have to start playing defense here. Snook has got him.
Look right there on the back tail tank there of our leader. Is he going to be able to get it done, though? Time's winding out for him here in our feature here tonight. 7 laps to go. That is an eternity on the track here. Snook's there. Goldner's there. Goldner, I don't know if he's going to stick and stay to the high side because Snook's been able to make passes down low in the middle. Here you go. Slide job to the inside.
He faked the all out. I thought he was going to throw a slide job, too.
And I think that's what he's doing. He's making Goldner think down on the low line, or he's testing the waters down there. Now's the time to do it early on. You still got a little bit of time to make up if it doesn't work, just to see how well that low line's going to work out for you. It cost him a little bit of position, but they're running up on the back end here of some lap traffic. Meantime, Goldner's going to stick to that high line. He's not giving it up. We know that. That's his bread and butter up top on that cushion. Here it goes, eating up for the lead.
Goldner's really going to be playing defense here because he does not want to give up that spot, and they're catching lap traffic here.
Yeah, that could
right
that could be the change. It's going to
I believe it is. Yeah, you're right there, guys, man. This is going to be interesting. You see Snook right there, slide job on the inside. Goldner made one little mistake. He's going to try to crisscross him over. He's not going to be able to get it done because the lap car right there, I believe, did play a factor in order for Stephen Goldner to make that move. Snook takes it to the top side. Goldner sitting in second. It's still not over, though.
I think when Lane...
What's that?
Go ahead, Roger.
This lap traffic still could figure out to this. Look, here we go.
Oh.
And you see Goldner high. Oh, they split the middle. Oh, Snook got involved.
Around.
Oh, wow.
He's able to keep it going,
lap traffic got involved. And you got to hate what took place right there out of the final turns. Wow. Boy, I'm going to tell you what, if I'm a driver, because pretty much Snook had that one cleared, it was a lap car that was just right there, the wrong place at the wrong time, contact between them. Snook was able to hold on a second, but if you were ever going to be a heated person, that was the time to be mad. But man, what a show between some of the best right there, getting it done here tonight.
Yeah, that was a great run, and that was a heartbreaker for Snook. But that lap traffic came into play again, and it worked for him the first time, worked against him the second.
Yeah, they just right there. I mean, he had the slide job. He put it on the inside of him. Just their lap car in the wrong place at the wrong time there in the middle. So, well, let's see if we can't get some of these guys up here and get a word with him. What a night it has been here for the hometown heroes for the autism night tonight. And, man, what a run as always. These guys, that was just interesting as we'll bring up. Why do we have Fernberg up here?
He finished third.
I got Aiden Young finishing third.
We're showing Steve Fernberg finishing third in iRacing.
Looking, it was super close though.
Whichever one y'all want to give it. I mean, either one. We'll bring third place. Steve.
Yeah, you got a copy?
Yeah, that was a tight finish. We thought Aiden had that P3. Take us through that last lap.
Oh, that last lap was crazy. I was just running the race, just trying to stay where I was at, and I saw Aiden slow, and I was like, I'm just going to keep in the throttle.
That was a great run, buddy. You started P10, worked yourself up to P3, and you've been doing great this season in the standings. Best season you've had to date.
Yeah, this is one of the better seasons I've had in the Renegades, for sure.
Anybody you'd like to thank tonight, buddy?
I would like to thank ABR Setup Shop, Toxic Graphics Designs, GForce Racing League. You guys for putting on their broadcast. It's been awesome.
Well, you're sitting third in the standings going into tonight, so this did not hurt you at all. So
no, it did not.
So congratulations, buddy, on a great run, and it's great to see you up with the top dogs.
All right, thank you.
Like you said, wild one right there. Steven Fernberg pulling it off. Been able to bring it home in third place tonight. Well, this guy here, Lane Snook, though, one position off from the win.
Lane, you got a copy?
Yep.
I'll come in and grab Lane here. Lane, tell me about that last lap. Obviously, actually, we'll go back a few laps before. Tell me about that slider move you pulled on Goldner there.
Well, I seen he kept screwing up in 1 and 2, so I got a good run on him for once and slided him and caught the lap cars on the last lap and just had nowhere to go.
Now tell me about lap traffic playing. Obviously it didn't play your way, but good thing you're able to keep it going. You bounced off the ball and you're able to still finish second. But take us through that, what you were thinking of lap traffic and also trying to battle Steve Goldner.
I was trying to slide in between them and there just wasn't enough room, but I don't know what else I really could have done. Flair kind of slid up the track on me in turn 2 and then ran me down the track in turn 3. But it's all good. We'll get him next week.
Said it perfectly. I mean, what else could he have done? Man, you have been unreal on Wednesday night. The race before, you came from 16th, right?
15th.
15th. And you won it. So, I mean, what can't this kid do? Hell of a run tonight.
Thank you.
The last thing, anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all my sponsors, Velocity Designs, Vanderbilt Racing, Brandon, Jesse, everybody that puts this league on, like Roger, and then Universal Cinematic Service, Jack on Howard Associates, Keystone Alliance, KKP, Keys Recording Products, Fox and Speak to Ben, Mexico Ridge Beef from Snoop Dirt Designs, and Millwood Hatchery.
Well, good run tonight.
Second place man right there, Lane Snook. Like I said, as always, it's good to hear from him. He just one position off of this guy, Steven Goldner. Joe in the booth, got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
Well, I tell you what, coming up there, did you want to see that guy Lane Snook in the rear view?
No, but I knew, after a handful of laps he'd be up there. He didn't start too deep, and he's been coming on here pretty good as of late. So I knew he'd only be a matter of time before he'd be up there battling with me. I think he had a better car. He just ran into some trouble there on the last lap.
Well, that's what I was going to say. And what was going through your head through that lap traffic right there? Because it played a huge factor in it. But nonetheless, you still had a fast machine too. But what was going through your mind on that lap traffic?
I was just kind of planning on coming to the top. I didn't really have a line, coming at 2, and then one opened up for me around the top. So I just figured I'd shoot it up there. I wasn't sure if Lane was going to stick the bottom or try to run a slider. So I kind of was patient through the middle to see where he was going. And then I almost ended up tangling up with him there when he had that contact. But I mean, good win for us. I mean, that's why we're here. So pretty happy with that.
Oh, no doubt about it. Putting in a win, like you said, a good battle up front. And I always say, man, you're high side Goldner because you love that high side there on that cushion, and you held on to it, put it in victory lane here tonight for the Renegades here at the Hometown Heroes. You got anybody want to thank for a great win?
Yeah, I got to thank the Wegman Brothers, Bio.com, Ross over at Velocity Race Designs, Dirt Doctor Trucking, Fitz Perfect Photography, Jesse, Brennan, Fitzy, my stepbrother Moonin, Lance, Brennan, JP, you guys for the broadcast, everyone at GForce putting this deal on. It's been a heck of a series so far this year, and my girlfriend for watching.
Well, I'll tell you what, as always, man, congratulations on that win, and it was a wild one at the finish there tonight here for the Hometown Heroes.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
There we go. Well, guys, I tell you what a night it has been. We have seen some outstanding racing from the 305s, the 360, and the 410s all the way through. Y'all got any final thoughts on this one?
Just a great night of racing again. The Wednesday nights have been super popular, and it ended up that was a great ending. A little bit tough on Lane, but it sounded like he was still having some connection problems based on that interview. So he's lucky that he didn't blink out or have a problem. But a great night, and looking forward to next week, Joe. The Demolition Derby and the old guys. I mean, what better combination can you have than that? And we'll continue to have lots of fun. So. And big shout out to all the people that have helped us this week with the autism awareness, and And also, just one last, we'll be putting out a bunch of information about the ladies race in 2 weeks, so stay tuned for that as well.
It will be. It will be a very good one here, as always. Want to tune in? Don't miss out here, as we'll be back next week. Like you said, we got the older gentleman, and then we've also got Demolition Derby. For myself and everybody here on the GForce, everyone, have a good night. All right, mic's off.